All right, we back. Been a long time. We done had a lot going on between me and bro both, but both business, personal, family, a lot going on. But we finally made it back to the table. Uh, I had somebody who wanted to come up and talk flat Earth, but that fell through. He was having trouble with his Zoom, so I guess me and bro, we just gonna do a casual stream. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Just something to enlighten the people, give them something to think about. Anything, anything is on the table for me today. So, bro, I'll let you kick it up.
So, it's been getting any crazier around your way about the whole election? Cause you know it's right around the corner.
You said about the what?
About the election.
Oh man. Well, I mean, ain't nothing really crazy happened around here. Uh, but you know, let's shit. Let's just talk about it. Like, I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Somebody stole
So,
stole a
you
sign.
know,
Uh,
I was gonna say, so you know, Uncle Kevin told me when the riots was going on, he told me don't send me none of that bullshit, cause you know I had footage, right? So, but when Kamala get her ass off the plane with these Timberlands on, this nigga feel the need to send me that video though. Like nigga, I ain't go. Man, Kamala done told people she listened to Tupac when she was in college. And come to find out she was in college in the 70s. What years you think Tupac was born
basics.
in?
I mean, that shit's so stupid.
The 70s. Like, bitch, you was not listening to Baby Tupac. You
Right.
full of shit, bitch. And you
Okay,
think black people stupid.
man. But how many white folks listen to Tupac
But
though?
I said I had to say, like, it's funny the shit they, man, come on, bro. How many?
Not
I
this
seen
many,
10.
nigga.
I could not tell you. That shit is hilarious to me, though. I'm like, man, she really think niggas is dumb as hell. And then Ice Cube, he done fucked the game up for real, for real. Cause if the Democrats thought they was a shoe in, nigga, with this move Ice Cube just pulled, that shit just kind of fucked the game up.
Yeah,
Cause ain't no candidate been talking about what they gonna do for black people. But here it is. Ice Cube came to the table with a contract for the black vote or some shit like that. And long story short, Democrats is like they'll talk to him after the campaign.
after
Donald Trump was like, "Man, come here, I got something. Let's see if we can't meet halfway right here." You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me see what you talking about. So you know that's kind of like fucking up the little popularity right now, because you know that's what they base who they think gonna win and shit. And the fact that Ice Cube came in, like that was something that wasn't planned. I would say as far as politicians go. So definitely putting a wrench in their plans right now. But you know, as far as I'm concerned, I like my racism up front. Don't wait till I turn my back and stab me.
yeah,
So
buddy.
I'm all for the Republicans on some shit. Like, cause them niggas gonna at least tell you I ain't doing shit for your broke ass. You feel me? Like, you ain't got shit coming. Tell me the truth. Don't get my hopes up.
Yeah. So what you think about the
That
whole Ice
nigga
Cube
Donald
thing?
Trump told motherfuckers, what you got to lose?
Oh shit. Hold on.
What's up, bro?
Uh, damn. Well, look, somebody was just trying to join, and
Oh, yeah.
oh, hold on.
All day I dream about. Lay
Oh,
down, big girl. You can lay on
oh, I think
your
he was
bed or
just.
something. You okay? You know what I'm talking about, right? I don't got time to keep talking to you while people sleep. Come on, the hell?
My bad about the delay. But yeah, man. So,
You good?
what you think about what you think about the whole contract with Black America?
I think it's I think each generation makes some strides. You know what I'm saying? In the right direction. So I think it definitely could be a stride in the right direction, considering since the riots of what was the early it's funny, the early 1900s, um motherfuckers was told don't promise black people shit because at one point in time they used to promise black people things, and when they didn't, do what they said they was gonna do, black people used to riot just like you see now. You feel me? So it got to a point they was told to ignore and do not acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? So for Ice Cube to recognize there's an obvious problem that hasn't been overturned, and going about saying, you know what, we not just a group of angry people. We do got, you know what I'm saying, demands. We do got solutions that we know will work for us. We don't need y'all to make up what y'all think could suffice. So I mean, to me, I would love to see it. You know what I'm saying? But I would never try to undermine him because, like any other black man, I feel like you know what I mean. For the most part, you done went through what I done been through, and it don't take a rocket scientist to figure out what the solution really is. You feel me? And it's just really giving black people opportunity to first gain wealth and maintain that shit. Um, we don't have people individually do that shit, but
Mhm.
these usually be the one in a million type people that find their way through these mazes. But as far as black people having a code or an education system that benefits us, nah, we haven't had that shit. Or let alone anybody that'll speak towards the things that do benefit us. So I feel like contracting, to me, well, not to me, my understanding of the law, uh, contracts are law. You feel me? So we can get a motherfucker to contract with us. We can change some laws. You feel me? So it's a pretty unique and I think ingenious idea. Honestly,
So let me ask you this, because for me, I see such a struggle amongst Black folk to identify who we are. So, and with that being said, how are we to how are we to or what does it look like to you? Because okay, like let's say that the plan is for Black people. What what who are the constituents? Like who makes up that group? Is it gonna be a thing like with the whole being able to claim Native people status? You got to be full blooded. You got to be one half. Like where does that begin and where does that end? Because that can become problematic. just trying to identify who are the people eligible for whatever the contract, you know what I'm saying, proposes. I'm not saying the contract's a bad idea. I'm not saying that at all. I haven't even, I know it's supposed to be a 13 part plan. I haven't even looked at it. But just some preliminary thoughts,
Mm.
just, just entertaining it. Like,
11.
how would that work with, you know, um, like, what do you just gotta be black on your birth certificate? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I
what would that,
mean, that's one of the issues that goes with.
that's one of the what?
I mean, to me, that's one of the issues that arose with the 80 situation. That's one of the situations that came up with the 80 situation. They was saying that a lot of the politicians was for the reparations, but they was trying to include other ethnic groups within the reparations. So, I mean, I get that, but like I was telling niggas, man, as far as I'm concerned, bro, broken identification. Um, to me, there's so many layers to that shit. I feel like it's first on the individual, and then touching on what you said, in the system. You know what I mean? Because they know, the different bloodlines, and they know being the system that we as the people uphold and put our records in. So when it comes to that, it's like, who they classifying as black or the status of black, those are the people. Now, if some Spanish people get caught up in there and be able to get benefits, if some Asian people get caught up in there and get some benefits, as far as I'm concerned, at this point, I could care less. Um, because it's a lot of people who have been persecuted in this country. And quite frankly, um, only one group of people in this country that are allowed to do, um, not all the way across the board, but for the most part, it seems as though they're allowed to do lawless shit. And everybody else has to pay the consequence of it. So, as far as I'm concerned, if they started giving money to everybody but white people, I would not be mad. Um, because there's so many other things in place for white people who don't have money to get money tomorrow. So, like, we got a strong history in this country of regentrification, redlining, um, mass incarceration. These are things that intentionally offset the black family or minority families in order to keep a bottom so there can always be a top. You know what I'm saying? And subsequently, these middle class white people in the middle that buffer and, you know, they get played up on by politicians like Donald Trump. You feel me? Donald Trump played up on their ass when he was talking to the rednecks and all the so-called patriot
Yeah,
type people. But these people are merely used as a buffer. You feel me? Between the elite, the people that are directly leeching off of the masses, um, and the people that would come against their ass. So that being said, it's like, as far as identifying, as far as I'm concerned, as long as you ain't calling black the new orange, or black the new white, I really,
I
you see
feel
what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like
all right.
when we get deeper into you claiming my family spot, you my mama's son and all that shit, and that's a whole nother story. But as far as the history of black, I have come to know that as a group of people who were stripped of their history. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, we feel like we have so many other options of what to call ourselves. But as far as the system go, They don't allow for us to identify ourselves. So, quite frankly, the identification, I get what you're saying because that would be something we would discuss amongst us. How do we want to identify ourselves, or who would be able to identify as us? But I think if we was talking like in the sense of like they did with ADOS with the reparations, like I think if we talking in the sense of like that, it really ain't even in our hands to decide who, what I'm saying, who's who. They already kind of got that shit labeled out, who black and who ain't. Um, like we seen many situations where it's supposed to be something in place for black people, and other people was able to benefit from it. But my thing with that is like, yeah, that's the facts. But at the same time, I can I can get mad about that shit and be like, man, we gotta bring affirmative action back, or I can pay attention to the patterns of that. You know what I'm saying? Like with the system, or what I'm saying, the powers that be, they always be like, hmm, let me think about it. And then by the time we come back to the table, they willing to let us get our demands met, but it's always like a back door. I'm waiting on that. You feel
Yeah,
me? Like
so
as
yeah,
soon as we accept that shit and be like, all right, bet they accepted our demands, and we get comfortable in that bitch, it be something that leave us out to dry, and we be like, I shouldn't even. You know what I'm saying? I should have just kept fighting against this shit. And you know what I mean? Fuck trying to work with it.
that's my concern. My thing is it.
That'd be the end of the conversation for me.
Yeah, my thing is like reparations, right? We were supposed to get that. And if you think about what they was offering at the time, 40 acres and a mule, nigga, I don't know not one person who wouldn't take that shit right now. Like back then, 40 acres was like, I mean, pick any time. 40 acres is a lot of fucking land. Like, you know what I'm saying? So to have something like that, like you talking about a resource that's, you know what I'm saying, uh, pretty valuable. Um, the cash thing, you know what I'm saying? They might throw some little money and something like that at us. I don't think it'd be anything substantial if they did. The one thing I saw about this whole plan was something about interest-free loans, right? The problem I got with that is what
Hmm.
banking system is giving out interest-free loans. So Trump don't have the power to do something like that. We talking about federal government. You're the only people who could hand out an interest-free loan, or a federal bank, excuse me. Uh,
Right.
uh, in what world is that happening? Like, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds great, and I ain't trying to be uh pessimistic, but I mean, I just think we deserve something a little more, you know what I'm saying, a little more real than an interest-free loan that you can default on and they can still come back and take your shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna create loopholes, and you know what I'm saying? It would be something like
Right.
that, a system that would have to be built, and it would have to be meticulously looked over, kinks and flaws worked out,
Just
loopholes,
like
you know what I'm
the
saying,
cool with
filled.
freeing the slaves because they knew they was gonna put other clauses in, like I ain't gonna let you get no job, so we got vagrancy laws, and then I can lock your ass up for free labor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I mean, to a certain degree, yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, the whole thing with freeing the slaves, though, was, they knew that they was gonna make everybody work, and you was gonna be a slave that way anyway. So I mean, it really was more about progress economically. If you ask me, I think it was just time. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like if you look at the events and you follow the money trail, that's what it says to me. You know what I'm saying? Um, it was money. It was time, money wise. But that's just me. But with this whole thing with Ice
A
Cube,
lot of bloodshed too.
oh for
People
sure,
got tired of getting their ass
yeah,
popped too.
yeah. This whole thing with
You hear me, nigga? Having a plantation became like having a trap house.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This whole thing with Ice Cube, I got to look into it some more. You know what I'm saying? Look at like, cause I don't want to judge when I don't really know what the plan says. But like I said, these are just preliminary thoughts from me. Uh, you know, cause motherfucker gonna take a mile if you give him an inch. So if you say anywhere that one drop make you black, all that type of shit, oh nigga, open the floodgates. It's gonna be all out. Everybody gonna be applying for the loan or for the grant or for whatever it is that this thing is about. I need to look more into it. But back on the campaign trail, uh, yeah, man, I see a lot of people online, talking about, yeah, go vote. Lines is long, but they moving quick and all this shit, man. And I'm just like, man, I just can't believe that people is really on it so tough. Like they really, like I can't wait to see them. And it's wrong. I shouldn't even say that because I don't really want to see it, but it's gonna be interesting to see all the bullshit that what I'm saying that comes after people. What I'm saying either A get their person in office and then they don't do what the fuck they want them to do, or B, what I'm saying, the person they don't want in office is in office and then they bitching and complaining about that. Either way it go, nobody's gonna be happy. Like, when has anybody ever been happy about the presidential candidate? Like, everybody was happy about the Obama thing, then they was like, well, he really ain't do shit. I mean, 33 years old. It's only, you know what I'm saying? Since I've been paying attention to politics, ain't nobody been happy. And I'm just like, at what point do adults with jobs, brains, children that they raising stop to realize that the shit is just stupid and it don't work and something else needs to take place? Like what would it take for full function? Well, I can't even say we full functioning because some of us ain't. We just got to be real about that. But what would it take for adults in this country to just realize that the system don't? And then the part that really kills me is people complain about the government, how many flaws he got, how the system is rigged and shit, and they still participate. Like I can't think of another situation where anybody would be complicit in that type of a system. Like nobody's gonna join something that they know ain't or participate in something they know is not, you know what I'm saying, genuine. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. I'm almost over it. It's exhausting. It's funny. It's it's a myriad of emotions attached with how I feel about this whole thing. And it's very old to me. It's like just running into a wall, just running into that bitch, just but wondering why you can't get through the wall. This is you. Like what the come on now. Like what I don't know, bro. Elections, shit stupid. At least the way we doing
Yeah, it's just a cloaking system for dictatorship. Cause honestly speaking, we don't elect nobody. To me,
it. Basics. You know what I'm
can we
saying?
talk
Like,
about that shit?
yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what a democracy is. let's talk about your first experience with democracy, like the classroom, right? You know what I'm saying? On the playground at school, shit like that, right? Like you picking teams, like you know what I'm saying. You pick who you want, and they come with you. You know what I'm saying. It was very fair. You get a pick, I get a pick. You get a pick, I get a pick. You know what I'm saying? That's fair. Teacher say, "What we gonna do today?" Raise your hands if you want to do this. Raise your hand if you want to do this. The people who got more win. How is elementary school structured more fair than a you know what I'm saying, a whole country of competent legalese and lawmaking politicians and citizens? Like we got so much smarts, but we use it for all the wrong reasons. So why is it? What is it that you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and give your opinion on that whole thing.
Shit, like I said, I feel like it's just a cloaking device. Like honestly speaking, these people they're gonna do what they want to do. It comes down to a lot of greed. People coming from cultures where they lack, and quite frankly, they refuse to go back to that shit. Um, Even if it's at the expense of everybody else. So when it comes to being a citizen, you basically just a lawyer subject. If I could start a business and I can trick my employees into thinking that it's their business, it'll run itself. You feel me? So that being said, that's America for your ass. You're looking at a business that all the employees have bought into, and if you don't think you're an employee, look into some of the mailing practices, some of the laws that go into you having a zip code on your address. Like, once they passed certain laws, it technically made everybody a state or a government employee. So when it comes to you feeling like, oh, I never contracted with y'all for child support, technically you did. You know what I'm saying? Because child support is for government employees. And like I said, dealing with that zip code, getting your mail, some simple ass shit like getting your mail made you a federal employee. Boy, why they didn't teach us that shit in elementary school? You feel me? Like why? I would have went and picked up my mail from then on. You feel me? Leave my shit at the fucking post office. Matter of fact, don't mail me shit. Email me.
Right. Now I feel you on that.
That shit crazy.
Yeah, it is definitely. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know, man. It's and I feel you. Okay, so you said a cloaking system, and you know what I'm saying? It's almost pretty evident that that it's a you know what I'm saying? This is more of a dictatorship than it is a democracy. Uh, Now there's not one dictator. Actually, there is. I mean, especially the way Trump like to sign them executive orders. You know what I'm saying? That privilege is there. There is you know what I'm saying, the loophole to just kind of say, no, you know what, we finna do it this way. So that's one thing. But just from the standpoint of government itself, I mean, government in general is a dictatorship. Like you don't get. I mean, you do on a personal day to day basis, but you don't get to do what you want to do. We just speaking in relative terms. Like you can't do what you want to do. Like, uh, please try to just go to another country without showing proper identification. I mean, when did traveling the world become something I had to register for? Like, well, I mean, obviously we know when these type of systems came into place, but under what authority did these type of systems become law. Like, and why do we let it in a democracy, specifically in this country? You know what I'm saying? I think if the people had the choice, you know what I'm saying, I don't think the need for a passport to go somewhere would necessarily be a thing. Like, I mean, I guess a lot of people have been brainwashed to feel like, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't have the freedom to just go where the fuck you want to, but
Shit, that's their way of protecting their property.
yeah, I mean, I
Cause you
get
could
the
just go
idea
to
of
any other country, they couldn't tax your ass. You feel me? You just go to another country and they
yeah, I get the idea of, you know what I'm saying, wanting to protect your own. I don't think that really
No, no, no. I'm saying they want to protect their property. Like they need that taxpayer. You feel me? As much as it seem like they go to these other countries to save your ass, nigga, they saving they dollars. Fuck you talking about? I'm finna let China do nothing to you. I need your ass over here paying taxes. Bring that ass here, boy.
no, yeah, I feel you on that. I'm just talking about you want to go on a vacation. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh man, bruh.
Just a
I thought
couple
I
hundred.
told you, man. I had a friend, bro, a good friend of mine. He became like Islamic, right? And I say this part just so you know when people look it up, they ain't in shock like, oh, he didn't tell this part. But long story short, on the news they say he was radicalized as Islamic. But when I met the brother, he was breaking down to me how as much as they try to turn black people that are Christian and black people that are Islamic against each other, he like, man, the principles is basically the same. Cause nigga, I grew up in Memphis, you feel me, and was Baptist my whole life. So I know the principles of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And the basics of the theologian. He was like, man, and now I'm Islamic. It really just encompasses all of it. But long story short, he goes to Yemen to meet some people over there. You feel me? Um, as well as he goes with some brothers that he met over here. So long story short, he gets over there. He make a family and everything. They come get this nigga after like 90 days. He snaps because after they come get him, he get phone calls. They done did certain things to his people. So he takes a ride to the military base, kills at least two people and almost three. They said he had enough artillery to kill everybody on that base that day. But I said all that to say like there's a lot of occasions that go on in today's time where a lot of people are so-called radicalized by religion, but they really be radicalized by, the fact that they find out the hard way that you can't just travel how you want to. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And at the same time, they find out the hard way that our country don't necessarily fuck with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
take
it's
your ass
crazy.
to the
It's
wrong. I mean, to the right place at the wrong time. You'll become a terrorist in their eyes.
yeah. I mean, it's crazy because just a
But
couple
he
hundred
realized
years
that shit
ago,
and gave them what they wanted for real.
yeah, just a couple hundred
Cause
years ago, motherfuckers was sailing all around this bitch doing whatever the fuck they wanted to do, and now you can't even
without a
you.
care, if you could figure out how to get there, you can go.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah.
was.
And now, nigga, you can't even go into Canada without getting checked. Like, nigga, what I want in Canada, nigga?
Nigga, if you
It's
take
cold,
your ass to one of them little islands and Percy Priest without, you know what I'm saying, permission, you feel me? You might get your
bro.
ass locked up.
It's crazy, bro. You can't even be in the park after a certain time. How you gonna close the
Bruh,
earth? How you gonna close the beach, nigga? How you gonna close Earth? How can you do that? Why do we
nature
allow?
is close to you niggas.
Why do we allow? Why do we allow shit like that? Like,
To
is
me,
this
sun
little
was
channel
supposed in the
grows?
sundown times.
Hold
Sundown
on, but it's
times.
on some real shit though. As this
Uh,
channel grows, as we start getting more people in, I want to keep revisiting that idea because I want people to like to really think about that and to push that idea forward
mm-hmm.
and awaken that bit of consciousness in everybody. How can you close Earth? I don't give a fuck If you're managing it, if you cleaning up motherfucking McDonald cups every day, whatever I don't get how you can close a beach, a lake, a anything outside in nature. I don't get I don't understand that at all. It don't make sense. It'll never make sense. You cannot close Earth.
They said we don't let you chill at our lake long enough.
Like
Gas
it's
on.
man, like the fact that anybody, and then the thing is that the people who work for these companies, these parks management, like they feel the duty to, yeah, gotta pay their bills. You know what I'm saying? They have to uphold their part, you know what I'm saying, if they want that check. And that's the real sad part about it is, you know what I'm saying, everybody's a slave to their dollar at the end of the day. So the
And that's
change
the only
in
reason why they freed everybody, because they knew they
basics,
did enslave everybody with that dollar.
basics, you know what I'm saying? It's easier if you ain't gotta, if you can just, if motherfuckers are just,
Backed by slave labor for over 400 years.
man. So my thing is the mentality has to change on a very large scale. It's like uh with police brutality. Like, do you realize how much of a mental job that is? Like, I mean, you would almost have to get rid of most police. You know what I'm saying? And retrain them. Like, not even like you can't retrain somebody who wants to brutalize other people in a position of
They
authority.
won't even be able to be police no more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You would
Them
have to.
niggas had to be like guidance counselors out this bitch.
Yeah, I mean, you literally police should be sitting at the fire hall with the firefighters waiting for somebody to call their ass. Like, it shouldn't be no fucking patrolling. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? All of that shit. Somebody call you?
And they be beefing with the fire department. They need to cut that shit out.
It's crazy.
They be beefing with the fire department and shit. They need to cut that shit out.
Ugh,
I
no,
don't get that shit. The sheriffs don't fuck with the police. Like, bitch, why the fuck I gotta listen to any of
yeah, man. All that little
y'all?
shit crazy.
Y'all need
But,
to get y'all shit together.
yeah, man, we was talking.
But it's like you said, it boiled down to we run that shit as people, as individuals that's running that shit. So, you know, gotta take into account the human error and having to wake up to the fact that you can't close nature, my nigga. Just like you can't close nature, you shouldn't be able to tell other people what the fuck to do.
Nice.
As long as they not hurting nobody. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
If
man.
I'm enjoying myself and it's not at the expense of nobody else's detriment, leave me the fuck alone.
I mean, like, what if,
When
what
I
if
was
I,
growing up, they called them player haters.
nigga,
So,
what if I just wanted to just go to the lake 2 o'clock in the morning? I had a rough day. I just wanted some peace, just quiet, be by myself. And then here comes somebody with a bright ass flashlight. But you gotta leave. It's crazy, nigga. I'm not doing it. There's nobody here. It's just me and the duck in
yeah,
the water, nigga. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Why are you here, nigga? Go home. Go to sleep.
that's what happened to the brother in Georgia. And what happened to the brother in Georgia before they killed him? Like one day he was at the park, like before he got in, got into that shit when he was jogging and shit. One day he was at the park. They showed the video of him getting harassed by police because he was just sitting in his car writing raps after work. Just sitting in his car. They parked his car at the park before he went home. Like, man, I got this flow in my head. I'm finna just write this shit. You feel me? Like they figured out he wasn't no threat or none of that shit, but just one of the police officers just kept giving him hell. You feel me? And he wasn't no puss ass nigga. Ivory was like, man, why the fuck you keep reaching for your gun? Like y'all see, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't got no drugs on me. I ain't even out here smoking. You feel me? I'm writing a rap. That's all. Like,
Yeah, it's
god damn,
crazy.
it's illegal to write a rap in the park now. That's
Yeah,
what he told.
Yo, like somebody
They had it out for him after that shit, bro.
yeah man, somebody I knew cousin, somebody in their family went to jail because they parked their car. They was homeless, bro. They homeless. They had their car parked in a
Mhm.
park that was
Mhm.
closed. You know what I'm saying? Like after dusk. Uh, but
Mhm.
they took them to jail. Nigga, let me drive
Bro, you know how
away.
many times I seen homeless people like when a nigga being holding, bro? Like
Yeah,
they be on them homeless people, bro.
it's crazy.
When
Hold on, but let
the
me
police
drive
can't get
away
no
though.
quota, they just go snatch up a homeless motherfucker.
Hold on, but let me just drive away though. Like why we gotta go to jail? Like
Why I gotta go to jail?
I'm trying to think of who that was.
Now you gonna take my car?
Yeah, impounded the car. You know what I'm saying? Took a man to jail. He already broke. Crazy.
It probably just
But yeah, man. I'm gonna let that shit rest. Shoot, the other day we was talking about some topics and shit. Remember we was talking about possibly getting on the climate change, weather modification and shit. You wanna go there?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So check
Mm-hmm.
this. Matter of
I
fact,
don't know if I'm quite. I'll follow your.
yeah, follow my lead on it, bro. As a matter of fact, give me a second. I'm finna go get my camera real quick. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, family, we gonna be right back at it in just a second. As you see, we just kicking the shit. Glad y'all in the mix. Pretty soon, we will be at the end of the tunnel. You feel me? Now we working our way through. Working our way through. Wonder if some of this climate change got something to do with all these 59 mummies they found. Shit. Egypt shit. Surprised that shit didn't make national news.
All right, bro, I'm back.
Yup, I just took a breath. I was talking that shit.
You was what?
But shit, you heard about them 59 mummies they uncovered?
No, preach about it.
Bruh, they uncovered 59 mummies in Egypt at the end of last month. So it's mighty funny. Motherfuckers be talking about all these people that existed, but we can't find their bodies. But we keep on finding mummies from Egypt. Somebody lying.
Somebody lied. Yeah,
Somebody lying. You feel?
I'm finna share my
And then
screen,
the
bro.
more I study the Bible, I mean, not study the Bible, the more I debate in this league, brother, I find out that in actuality in the Bible, they was calling the pharaohs God. They were calling them niggas God, bro, and that's why God was like bipolar at different times. You feel me? He seemed bipolar at different times because it was different people.
For sure.
That's crazy.
Yo, so okay.
I
Can you
see
see?
your screen.
You can see the. So I want to show you a couple things, bro. Before I go to what I was talking about with the weather control stuff. Check this out. I just want to go through some of these pictures I took of the moon and shit. Look at that shit.
Mm.
Oh. Now I want to know where the fuck they planted that flag at.
Right, I can't see it from here.
Where the fuck that flag at? And how is my camera able to zoom in on the goddamn moon like this? Somebody
Mm.
let me know.
That shit crazy.
All right,
I
so
can't.
coming up is my shit's moving a little slow because this is a video file. It's trying to pull up and it's reading straight from the camera. But damn, it's moving slow as hell. Matter of fact, let me just go back because what I want to show you is this video of Mars, bro. What's going on?
You got a blank screen.
Shit acting like pull it up. Ah, come on. See, this why you gotta be prepared for you do shit like this. Damn video.
It's all good. Don't even trip, bro. You know you can always edit this little moment out. Just keep talking normal.
Yeah, man. Basically, I had where I had the you know what I'm saying, the little clip of Mars, bro, and it's man, it speaks for itself. But
Damn.
let me see, man. Let's see. Okay, that's from the other day. Let's see. Let's see if it opened up this. Be patient with me. It'll be worth it if this shit work. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me stop screen sharing. I'm gonna just get on the
What's that?
topic. I said I'm gonna just get on the topic of what I was gonna talk about, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and move these files into a folder. Cause I know once I get them downloaded, should have be working. But yeah, man. So I was outside. Me and Mama was outside, and motherfucking we're looking at these airplanes just crisscrossing across the sky, right? And I was telling her, I was like, yo, watch all these clouds just, you know what I'm saying, just expand. She was like, what you mean? I was like, this is the shit I be telling you about how, you know what I'm saying, they just be spraying the skies. A lot of people think that they poison in the skies and all this shit, but I think a good majority of it is just weather modification. Uh, so
Clear fair.
what'd you say?
I said I agree with.
Yeah, so we was sitting out there. We sat out there for a while and watched. And sure enough, you know what I'm saying, clouds they expand, you know what I'm saying, they get bigger. They you know, they just, end up taking over the sky that way. So you know, I was like, let me go get my camera and see if I can see anything on these planes. Now, on the planes, I couldn't really get nothing. I mean, I'm looking at the undersides of them, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like You know what I'm saying? They some unmarked planes or some crazy shit like that. I ain't finna say none of that. But, it's interesting that I didn't see nothing on them. They all looked exactly the same. And they, you know what I'm saying? They spraying. And then it's crazy because some of them will, you'll see the stream come out and they'll stop and like, uh, it'll start back up again. I have to question, you know, if these are okay. So here, let me backpedal a little bit. So the two things are condensation trails and chemtrails. These are the two things in question when you're talking about airplanes and spraying skies and shit like that, right? So the condensation trail is just that, right? As the plane moves along, the moisture and heat from the uh, jet engines cools off, condenses, and it leaves a vapor trail. But when you see condensation trails, they evaporate pretty quickly. Like, what I'm saying? They don't linger. Like hold on one second.
You good? I was just wondering though, like for me, I used to think that all that shit was kind of one and the same. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole chemtrail conversation, global warming, condensation, like all that shit one and the same. Like the
Man,
shit that we do, the more so-called technological we becoming as a society, um, as a global people, or a plane of people, it affects the atmosphere. So to me, it's like, yeah, it's a form of climate change, but I feel like to an extent we done calculated how much we affect the atmosphere at this point to where these motherfuckers be estimating what the weather gonna be in the next couple months. You know what I'm saying? As well as coupled with some ancient technology, um, of how Armanex was made to begin with.
yeah, I tell you what. This is my thoughts on it in a nutshell because I want to save a little bit of it. Tisha says she gonna try to hop on here in a little minute. So my thing is this: there was periods that this is according to science of ice ages, right? This is what they say. They say there were ice ages, and then they also say there was times where the Earth was very warm. I think they classify those time
Mm-hmm.
periods as epochs, right? This is a geological term. So, if there was times before modern technology and things like that where the Earth was almost completely tropical, and then at some point it became almost completely frozen, and then now we're at the point we're at now. I don't know that we really got that much of an effect on it. Like they said at some point that Antarctica and the Arctic had average temperatures around 50, 60 degrees. So, I mean, if that's true, then maybe the Earth just doing what the fuck it always normally does, which is just go through phases. I mean, everything else goes through phases. Why the hell we expect the Earth
Mm-hmm.
to be doing anything different? Um, I
But
mean,
I think we can affect the phases. Like, think about this. Like, when you so called like super tired from a long day, your body will shut down on your motherfucking ass. Whether you like it or not, you wake up in the chair some goddamn where. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like a fail safe system for your body to recharge, keep you from dying. So
right,
long story short, I feel like the earth has the same thing. And
basically,
we take a lot from this bitch without putting back. You know what I'm saying? Like the way we take down trees, the way we take any of the resources we can think of that we do as business on an everyday basis. To the point it's like we never leave enough allotted time for that shit to replace itself. To the point I feel like the earth is, going through a perfect storm
now
along with the the earth doing what it's doing in order to, you know what I'm saying, revitalize itself. Like we got certain areas on the planet that, like you said, it's going through a cycle. But I feel like us as humans, or just like when cancer hit the melanated body, it's accelerated. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, black people get cancer and die a lot faster than white people that get that shit. You feel me? It's like it accelerates. So I look at the planet and it's no different. You know what I'm saying? You can look at the ground and see pigments that are no different than the pigment of your skin. You know what I mean? To the point it's like, hmm, I feel like we're in an accelerated phase. Like days are seeming shorter. You know what I'm saying? It, I don't know, bro. It's a lot. It's a lot that's coming to mind right now. But as far as our effects go, is definitely something that we cannot take off the table
No, no,
because
yeah. I
like
mean, I'll go ahead.
cause and effect. Hmm,
My bad. Go
I'm
ahead.
just saying, cause and effect of us being here and existing is very prevalent in our everyday reality. That's all.
Yeah, no, okay. So I want to reiterate because I'm definitely not saying we don't have an effect on climate climate change. Um, when you do large scale things like deforestation, definitely going to have an effect
Mm-hmm.
on the climate. So I wouldn't argue that. My argument is more so, should we expect the climate not to change even if it wasn't doing anything to begin with? And for every push there's a pull, right? For every action there's an equal opposite reaction. So we should expect
Mm-hmm.
reaction for anything that we do. So that's not, you know what I'm saying, that's not
Mm-hmm.
my argument, but my argument is, can you really truly destroy the earth, or will it destroy you first? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm coming from the standpoint of
That's the thing.
uh
I say, and that's the thing right there. You
yeah,
watching the earth destroy, like, because the earth got a symbiotic relationship with the celestial bodies that light it. You feel me? And that affect the water. So, with that being said, it's like the earth will go to war with, been going to war with us. You know what I'm saying? For a
yeah.
while now.
And my thing
And
is, yeah, my thing is, we are very capable as mankind, but I don't think we can destroy the earth. I think that it can become seemingly dead, but it is the cause for all existence. You know what I'm saying? Earth is the generator. So coming from that
right,
aspect, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about a self-sustaining system. It really don't need you. So you want to push it to a point to where, you know what I'm saying, you can't uh live there successfully. It'll do what it do. It'll work with you on that realm, and once you get your mind right, things will bounce back. I just think that's the way it is. Like, I can't prove nor disprove what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, on the grand scheme of things, when it comes to the climate change, um, looking at the Earth as a, you know what I'm saying? I mean, climate change can be dumbed down to, or looked at even on a smaller scale as just seasons. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, everything affects the climate, but an overall warming trend of a couple degrees in the past centuries, I don't really know if
mm,
that's enough to say, you know what I'm saying, what the true catalyst is at this point. You know what I'm saying? Considering that the earth has always had,
have you
apparently,
ever peeped how like the earth grow like certain plants? Like in certain areas, depending on what traumatic experience the earth is going through. In certain areas, it'll grow perennials. You feel me? It'll grow annuals, or it'll go. I mean, they'll grow biannuals. You feel me? And these are different things that basically give you a time clock. You feel me?
of what the earth is doing to repair itself. You feel me? When it's growing the perennials, you feel me, for the most part, it's basically doing that every spring. That mean shit, if some like if you having a child every year, shit, that mean you and your wife healthy. You know what I'm saying? As well as your relationship. You feel me? So is you know what I mean, as well as your finances, all the things that's gonna be encompassing of you being able to have a child. You feel me? So when you look at the earth putting forth perennials on a regular basis, that means the earth is at a state of constant abundance. But if you look at the earth right now, you're seeing a lot of annuals, which mean the plants grow and then they die. You know what I'm saying? You don't get them motherfuckers next spring. You feel me? You gotta replant that shit. You know what I mean? So it would behoove us to pay attention to like the science. You know what I'm saying, that the planet give us. Like you said, it's a cycle that continues to go on, but some of this shit is perpetuated by us because I feel like we was put here to basically like seed the planet and basically like how do I put it? Be like stewards of this shit. Like the
Absolutely.
planet gonna do what it's
Gardeners.
supposed to do. You feel me? But once we learn how to get in accordance with what the planet is already doing, shit, nigga, it sustains us and we sustain it. You feel me? So that being said, it's like to me, that's the whole. To me, that's the whole point of my existence. I can't tell the next person what the whole point of their existence is, but I feel like the foundation of becoming self-sufficient is learning the clock, the biological clock of the planet. Um, And once you do learn that, you subsequently learn your biological clock. Like when the time you supposed to be eating certain shit instead of just, winging it.
Right.
I feel like we eat the wrong shit intentionally by, the system standards. Because if you want to keep people in a state of being able to be controlled or susceptible, have them doing shit out of season. So they always out of whack. And then you can always come in and provide some kind of treatment or some kind of pacifier to make them feel like things are better. Give
You
them a
better
symbolic victory.
you better know it. Man, I'm with you 100% on that. And speaking to the thing you were saying about the annuals and stuff like that, man, it's interesting. Like, cause I do the gardening thing, and
Mm-hmm.
I swear, bro, there's stuff growing around here
Doing your
that
job.
uh
I said doing your part because, we all can do that. You know what I'm saying? It's
for
it's
sure.
something that gives back to you. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you helping the planet.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, man, there's stuff growing in the yard, like different flowers and stuff that I've never seen.
Man,
Like there's stuff growing
superfood.
around this area that just was not here before. And it's like everything's an energy, right? So it's like when you plant something, I think, like I said, the earth
You
is the
went out for it. I think it's
okay. I was saying, there's stuff growing in this area that wasn't growing here before. And I think it's because just it's an energy
right,
thing.
right.
When you put something in the ground, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
there's a opposite reaction for everything. So like right now, there's these little pink flowers that have never been in the yard before. But they everywhere. They're blank like it's pink outside. Like never seen them before, especially not in the fall time. Never seen anything like this in the yard, bro. There's these
That's what I
big.
forgot to add too, though. That's
What's
what I
that?
forgot to add. These different annuals that come up, they bring different things out of the soil. So it's like the planet's intentional way of resetting the layers of the planet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And all the way down to the crust of the
yeah,
planet. So all of these things are already sustained within the planet, just like there are certain things that are within you, but until it becomes certain high levels, it's not a problem. You feel me? Like for instance, there's level of cancer within all of us. You feel me? But until they get certain high levels, it's not a real issue.
Yeah,
So the same thing with the planet. We got all the elements within this plane to sustain and create anything. But when the planet needs it, it brings that shit up to the surface to the point if you know what planets is what or can at least study these different planets, you will know what time it is. You feel me? As
yeah,
well as like you can almost determine what certain people, man, this is hey, I'm going out here on a limb. You feel me? Once I get this science all the way down, I'm going, man, I'm breaking it all the way down. But I peeped this shit, bro. Certain people, whether it's the person who stayed at that house for the longest time or the person that's there at the moment, I notice certain plants within a yard to the point when a person tell me they go through certain shit, I'd be like, that shit crazy. Like, so when you talk about us affecting the planet and shit, like, I feel like it's deeper than just the manipulation. Um, our souls are so man so great and so um connected to everything to the point like I feel like when we go through certain shit, the planet provides. It brings shit up out the fucking soil. Like, here you go. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of my people within the inner cities are very um what they call it, hmm, lackadaisical, lackadaisical. What's the other word? Lethargic. But I see an abundance of wild ginger growing in damn near every fucking yard I walk past. You feel me?
yeah.
And the thing about when something grows wild, you know, shit, that shit be it come with all the fucking nutrients. You know what I'm saying? It's like the difference between a flat cold drink and everything in between to something fresh, a fresh cold drink. You know what I'm saying? At its peak. So when you think about that type of shit, and I said that shit just for the people that's not necessarily in the realm that we in, they can understand a cold drink or a pop or a soda. You feel me? Being flat and everything in between to a fresh one when you that bitch to the point we talking about the diversities of a plant that certain plants within certain soils can bring up everything necessary for them to grow at their peak. But as much as we think we have seen plants at their peak, we don't recognize that we don't took so much from this American soil to the point like aside from what you be doing, when you add the nutrients to your soil and basically create like a heavenly environment within the soil, shit. Nigga, you try to plant that shit in just this regular North American soil.
I
Boy,
tell you, I tell you something. I tell you something that we don't understand about soil, and it's something that I just recently, you know what I'm saying, came in tune with.
talk about it.
We soil health is equivalent to microbial health. So
Yup.
it's all of the
Hell yeah.
little micro or microcosms
Yes.
that you don't see that you know what I'm saying that really matter. Like
Come
you
on.
can dump a bunch of fake fertilizers and shit like that into your soil and get what you want out of a
Raiding
plant,
that bitch too.
but you're gonna have to keep on doing that. Or you can create an environment that supports life because that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not supporting the life of the plant, you're supporting the life of the microorganisms that live in the soil. So when you do stuff like a compost tea, when you allow things to completely
Mm-hmm.
decompose and then add that type of stuff into your soil, like this is what's
You
going to
talking
give you,
about alchemy at that point when it get down to the putrid phase and is able to give life. I mean, new life. You feel me?
yeah.
But
I
go
mean,
ahead.
but yeah, so one thing that you said something about this American soil. One thing that we do that is such a disjustice is cutting our grass and then raking it up. Like I get it. You know what I'm saying? We want to micromanage everything. We want the perfect green lawn. But this is why you got dead spots too. You know what I'm saying? Without putting heavy fertilizers and doing all of this shit to make it stay green and luscious. Because there's nothing, when you die, your material body is supposed to be something that new life can use to put itself together. So the way it goes is the soul, the spirit, whatever you want to call it, needs you know what I'm saying, needs some constituents in order to create its shell. You know what I'm saying? It has all the instructions there. It's like boom, I got the instructions. So I need some phosphorus, I need some magnesium, I need some calciums, I need some folic acid, I need all of these things so I can create this body. When you don't give it
Mm-hmm.
that, you know what I'm saying, then you're gonna have issues, right? But where does it get it from? It has to be bioavailable. So
Right.
in the instance of people or animals, right, it has to come directly from the mother. The mother has to break the things down, right? She eats the apple, breaks it down into the, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, the bioavailable, you know what I'm saying, product that an infant would need in order to assimilate itself, right? So it's the
No
same thing
different
with
than the mama bird.
it's the same thing
Mm-hmm.
with the plant though, except it's getting the same information
Mm-hmm.
or nutrient from the soil. So when you cut your grass and you rake it up, you don't let nothing die. You raking up all your wheat leaves in the wintertime. You ever wonder why people got to mulch around their trees because the roots exposed and shit like that? Because the earth is supposed to grow. It's supposed to be new layers of soil. I pulled up a
Mm-hmm.
fence on the side of the house, bro. It was like 2 inches, uh, 2 inches deep into the ground, and this house was built in
Mm-hmm.
2014, which is 6 years ago. So in 6 years, the top layer of soil grew by 2 inches. You know what I'm saying? And that's at a minimal. That's with a little bit of micromanagement. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get soil without letting things die. You know what I'm saying? You don't get, you know what I'm saying, that top layer. So we have to, you know what I'm saying, let shit stay where it is and stop picking everything up and sending shit to the landfills. That's why we depleting the soil here, because we not letting the natural process be what it is.
That's why you got so many tombs still popping up over in places where like people haven't even, you know what I'm saying, touched shit. Like especially where people don't have like sandstorms, yeah, like different things to turn the soil over. Like I would only imagine how high the soil must be like in places where they have like mudslides and shit.
Oh man, they probably got the best soil because man, you got that stuff that done came from the bottom now. It's on top. This man,
That's
that
a
shit.
natural turning of the soil. That's a
Yeah,
natural turning of the soil. I hate it for people who try to have like segments there. You feel me? But as far as that soil go, man, it explode. Them type of places got like vast forest and shit like that. And they
yes, sir.
trees is super healthy.
Yeah, man. So look, I got these files
And people
transferring.
just be like, "You just talking about trees? You a tree hugger and shit, nigga? Let you come outside one day and no trees, or the trees ain't fucking with you. Cause the tree got personality. They can hold their breath when your punk ass walk by. Think it's a gun.
So boom.
Yeah, you
All
gotta
right.
think about that one. Yeah, put that one on your temple for a minute.
So here the niggas come.
That, yeah, they come like, fuck that shit. Hold your breath. They tell all the other trees, like, man, you done been growing plants where the soil done been connected. And you can tell these motherfuckers is sharing resources with each other. Like, these motherfuckers sharing water. Like, shit be crazy, bro. To the point you be like, hold the fuck up. Like you said, it's a micro level of existence. You ain't say that all, you know what I'm saying, all of that, but you talking about the micro. I'm like, man, it's a micro of existence to the point they get us so caught up in the spookism that we don't want to study that micro. You feel me? To the point we don't realize how things come into being. People are able to
Yeah,
manipulate us, with the very things that everybody have access to, but you don't feel like you can do it, so you pay somebody else to do that shit.
what you said. Man, so I got these files transferred over and I'm just looking for the right one so I can show you, man, this footage I got of of Mars and shit, man. That shit is crazy. I don't want to pull up and have to go through all the videos, so I'm doing it off screen first. Okay, boom, I
Mm.
found it. All
I
right,
gotta look. I got the kids to fall asleep before 12.
yeah, I knew it. All right, so boom. All right, let me share my screen. Let me know when you
But
can
nah,
see.
I'm glad. I'm glad at least she was able to contact y'all though, cause she she got mad love for y'all. Sometimes people get outside of themselves and the whole world crumble, even if it's at their own risk.
Hey, can you see my screen now?
Yep.
All right, check this out. This is Mars. This is me zoomed in on Mars. See the
Definitely
waves of energy?
celestial body.
Yeah,
That shit look like what they told us to sell look like.
bro. Man, that was the whole thing I was finna pull up. I was finna pull up a female egg because it looked just like this. It looks just
That
like
bitch look like it got a heartbeat and shit.
man, straight pulsating. Hold on, let me do another one.
You
Let's
know
see.
everything is vibration.
Look at this one here.
Then how a nigga gonna tell me that shit don't look like why has it got this outer layer like that though?
Yeah,
Like a cell membrane or some shit.
bro, I'm telling you. I think like literally that's you know what I'm saying, that's gotta be what it is to one degree or another. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you looking
Man,
at
it
it,
look like these damn planets might explain our existence, dude.
bro, it
That
damn
look like
show
the egg.
bro, it damn
Hold
sure ain't
on.
no place where
Show me
you
another one.
hold on, look at that.
You
Look at
feel me?
you see it. Hold on, did you see it? Right, it was right above the moon. Hold on, let me go back.
Hold on, let me see that
When
shit.
I zoomed out. You want to tell me that's a place you can go land on?
Man, ain't no fucking way.
Ain't no
Damn.
fucking way.
And them bitches act like they need all kind of shit to see this shit. What kind of camera you use?
It's a Nikon P900.
Oh, that's that big boy shit. But yeah, that bitch doing what it was though.
Shit, I want that P1000 now. You know you ain't never satisfied. Look at the moon, bro. Look at this shit.
And you need to get you a nice little projector. You got a projector? Man, look at that shit. Hold on, bro. Look at them craters. Oh, you went hard, then. You went hard on them hoes. Said, bitch, I got my own inventory now. What you talking about? I don't gotta go to none of y'all shit.
Now you want to tell me that a motherfucker
That
landed,
shit look like that's some motherfucking like it damn shit don't look solid.
bro? You
That
want to
shit
tell
look like some shit that's boiling over some shit.
that's Mars right there again? You want to tell me somebody landed on this shit? Come on now. You want to tell me
Them
that? Hold on.
definitely celestial,
So then you want to tell
like
me too
light
that
bodies.
you want to tell me also that that motherfucker's reflecting the sun's light? That's what the moon doing? That shit crazy, bro.
I'm starting, man. This shit is crazy as fuck. They might not have been lying when they said them bitches was satellites. But satellites of what kind? Are these the very things that certain groups of people come from? Like, what the fuck? You got me
I think
messed up on this
Letitia
damn
just
Mars shit.
Letitia.
Hmm?
I said Letitia just joined us. Hold on. Let me stop sharing. See what's going. What's up, Letitia?
Hey,
What up, though?
how are y'all?
Man, chilling over here looking at
Man,
these embryos in the sky.
Whoa. Oh, I was like, wait, babies in the sky.
let me go back so
Look,
I can show you. Let me go back so I can show you. So this is some footage. I'm about to. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay,
it's loading. There you go.
got it.
All right. This is Mars right here. What you're looking at. This is what I was trying to send y'all the other day.
Oh, shoot. It is like an embryo. You're right.
It looks just like the female egg, like to a
Literally.
T.
They say the universe is within shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Ain't got that
Star
shit though. I
seeds.
think it's within the woman though. Shit, I ain't got that shit. I'm jealous. God damn.
I mean,
Hey,
look at
there's
this.
sometimes we don't know how we feel about that as women.
I bet there's got to be a struggle.
You're like, I don't know about this right now.
Man, like I tell people that like everybody say they want to be God, but you gotta recognize a God edifies his creations above itself. So as much as it may seem like women catching the bottom end of this shit, it's like my nigga. Um, do you want to shit
Mm-hmm.
on your kids all the time? You know what I'm saying? Like, let these
Right.
niggas win, man. Let these niggas win. Without you, they have no existence. Just know
Letitia,
that.
did you see that? Did you see that zoom out right there?
What was that? The
That's me,
light, the bright light
the moon.
that came up there. Oh,
Right. Look at that shit. That shit crazy.
Oh, let me get the,
what is
let me pull the
Who
moon
with it,
video up
dog?
for her. Check this one out, right?
That's how I see it when I look up at it too.
We got some good ass eyes. That's what I be
My
thinking
mom
like,
used to. I was crazy. I was like, no, I can see the spots on the moon, mom. She like,
let's
girl,
definitely see that shit.
it's these bifocals I gotta wear.
You still. Maybe it was the bifocals they made me wear a long time ago to straighten my shit up. Like, okay. Little
Man,
stigma? Okay. Little stigma.
yep, that's what I got too.
Little stigma.
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where
It's
that
okay.
flag at. That's all I want to know. Where's the flag? And why we don't ever see the other side of the moon? Why is it always the
Stupid. That
same
nigga said
side?
what a flag.
I
Why
know
is
I
it?
said that about the dark side of the moon. I'm like, right? It's there. Why we don't? Nobody wants to show it because it's that dark.
Yeah,
Man. They
Mm.
said we ain't showing no blackness in space. On Earth or in space, nigga. Fuck that.
so anybody want to just let me know where the other half of the moon is in this picture?
Exactly.
I
It's
mean,
hiding.
I don't care.
And why the fuck is there a shadow?
You can't tell me that.
Right. Why is there a shadow?
Yeah, you can't tell me that I only see part of it because the sun's only shining on that part. At what point? Please show me anything you can put a flashlight on that you can't see the whole thing.
And
If I
show
put
me
the
where the sun is right now, then.
hold on, if
Since
I
the
put the
sun on shining on that bitch.
yeah, if I
Show
put the
me.
flashlight on your head, I'm gonna see your body too. Like what the hell?
hmm
Come on.
But yeah,
That
so
shit
yeah, that's the
crazy,
thing,
man.
right? The sun light up
Sometimes
the
we don't
moon.
even care to try to figure it out, so we just be like, "Oh, you say that's what it is, bet. All right,
Yeah,
I ain't gotta add it up."
Right.
yeah, man.
And then you sound crazy when you start adding it up. And, no. I'm sorry. I
Or
just
when you
thought
try
of
to
something
tell it to
about it.
your kid, you
Oh
feel me? Because
man.
they inquisitive as fuck. Hold on. You say what, mama? Your
Excuse
mama.
me.
This thing, you in the room talking about, man, mama. Look, I ain't ask her for no help on homework. I promise. She gonna whoop my ass because she don't know. Nah, fuck that. I'm cool. I
Come
will
here,
figure
ask
this
me.
shit out.
Get on the internet and look on Google.
You feel me? Or take my ass whooping at the end of 6 weeks. I wish I would have had Google as a kid, boy.
Man,
I was
what?
trying to figure. I was trying to figure out them keys in the motherfucking workbooks. You know they used to have the answers at the end of them bitch. I was trying to figure them hoes out. Like fuck, trying to figure this shit out for real, for real. Just give me the answer.
Mm-hmm.
This right
I'll figure
here,
out how you got the answer. I
y'all
work
see,
my way back.
y'all
That's how I
see.
am. I'm the
Yeah.
exact same way.
Hey, check this out. This is a star called Capella.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
How far
Capella.
away is he supposed to be? He or
That
she?
must be a that must be a black woman.
I had to look
Capella.
that
Come
up.
on now.
But what,
And she
man,
unique
I
as fuck.
can't.
What the hell?
I, I don't know if I deleted the other video, but like it
I
was
see her.
changing. It was
I
changing
see her. She
colors.
just barely popping up though. I see her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
How the fuck did you catch that?
bro. I was just recording stuff in the sky.
Capella. Oh,
How'd
that's
you
a
even figure out that was a name?
word.
I got a star map, so if you go on timeanddate.com, it'll let you know. You can look at where the planets are, and then you
Yeah,
can kind of, you know what I'm saying, figure out what's what. Uh,
that's
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
got
I
stuff
remember when I
labeled.
first
Yeah.
started doing that. So how the fuck is we
Oh,
spinning
look,
if they
here it
got the
is.
map
Look
on
at
the
Mm.
this.
goddamn store?
Look at this right here. This is it. This is Capella too. You see how it's like
Whoa.
changing colors?
Yeah. What in the world?
What the you know? She metallic, ain't she? That's definitely a girl. Cause that's definitely some feminine shit. Cause she is shining on these niggas.
Bobby.
She
All
is
the way.
stunting on these niggas. As you see me,
I
you
mean,
see me.
that stuff is crazy to me, yo. Like they really got us fooled about where we live at.
Mm-hmm.
That shit amazing to me though. I be like, what? This
Y'all
type
live
of shit that give
lives.
you bright ideas right there. That motherfucking light right there. I know who the hell be dropping ideas in my head now. It's Capella. What's the name? Capella. What you want, Capella? Shit.
Yeah,
Keep
man.
talking to me.
So man, I did all that just to inspire the people a little bit, man.
Look
It's a
outside, see what the fuck going on. Shit. Not to
yeah.
mention if that shit is like I always like looking up there because whatever's out there is within. Just like we seen that one motherfucking what was it, Mars looking like a darn embryo and shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
nigga, it's so within, so is outside. So the more you understand about yourself, this shit shouldn't even be that damn rare to you.
Right?
But
Straight
if
up.
it is, go within.
So
A lot
boom,
of
look
people don't like that part.
You
look at
feel
this.
me? That's the only way out. Ain't no jump outside your body and find the answer. You gotta
Right.
go in. Go in.
Especially when people think the answer is out there for themselves. I'm like, no, it's right. You have
First
the
you gotta
answer.
realize your motherfucking ass is stuck in this body first. So
Mm-hmm.
go in. The real you is in there, not this body.
Right.
So whatever may be bothering you that you don't like about yourself, recognize it's only an expression of the God that's within you trying to express itself in a human form. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, nigga, if you don't like your life, of course you wouldn't. Nigga, if you was all powerful at one point in time. But you can get there again by
Mm-hmm.
expressing yourself through this vessel. But you ain't gonna get there if you don't realize the dualities that you're dealing with. You gonna go crazy. Like, man, why the fuck I don't fit in?
Nothing works right for
Like,
me. Well.
yeah, that's the
Mhm.
nigga. That's the trauma of a god. That's the trauma of a god. I'm glad you feel
Right.
that way. Let me tell you what to do with it.
Did you listen
Suck
to
it up.
yourself?
Right. Realize you don't fit in. Stop trying.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Stop trying, because you might realize the people you trying to fit in with, they looking for the answers too,
Yep.
and they thought you had it, and you thought they had it.
So y'all
So
just
keep
following
seeking.
each other around.
You
Lost.
feel me?
just lost.
It's a sad thing to see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They'll be at church tomorrow. My bad. Who said
Ah,
that?
he was funny.
So Letitia, what you think about? We was briefly touching on it before you came on. What you think about climate change?
I wasn't touching on shit. You can't say that in
Look,
2020. I wasn't touching on shit.
it's funny. I I don't know much about it. Like I really don't. And that's kind of crazy coming from like the science side of thoughts on it. I know what people say, um, but it's still another one of those things where you haven't seen it for yourself, so you kind of like. I know y'all are saying it's real, so it could be real, but I don't know because I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So that's
I
my
don't
thing.
know.
My thing is here. This is my thing. The Earth has had ice ages and it's had
Mm-hmm.
warming periods. So why is it that I'm to believe that right now is anything special? I get that we're on here. We got factories. We got people driving
Mm-hmm.
around in cars. We got cow farts. We got all this shit, right? That's supposed to
That's
be
so funny when they say that. I'll
like,
be like,
yeah,
"What?
like
For real?"
there's too many cows. They fart too much. Like, what? Shut the fuck up. But
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, um, if the Earth has always gone through warming and cooling periods, why do we expect it to do anything different now?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm finna look some up real quick. Let's see.
Yeah. While you're doing that, that's kind of my thought on it. So far, I'm like, but the Earth has been around for how long? And this is a major issue right now because why y'all are saying it's because there's a lot of people here, but are you trying to tell me there weren't as many people back then as there is now?
Yeah,
Because we all have a cycle of life. We come and we go,
right,
and the Earth I feel like sustains us for the time that we're here. I don't understand how the global warming is going to change to where the Earth isn't going to continue to exist if that's God's will, because I think it is.
yeah. So real quick, it says the Cretaceous period, 100 foot. Now, I do not subscribe to this shit. I'm just simply making a point based upon science being a group of people,
Mm-hmm.
and them having contradicting arguments.
I'm so
So the
glad you explained it like that.
yeah, the Cretaceous period 145 to 66 million years ago was a warm period during which Earth had a greenhouse climate and vegetation grew in Antarctica. How they come up with these numbers, beyond me. Uh, I've read several things where they say carbon dating is flawed after 50,000 years, so I don't know how you are going back 145 million, but whatever.
Right?
So that's that part. So it was warm. Then there was an ice age. And then now it's
Uh-huh.
warming up again. Like, if there was an ice age and there's no longer an ice age, the fact that the ice is melting in the north and the south is not new. That means that it's been melting
Mm-hmm.
because there's less ice than there was during ice age. Like, what part of this is everybody missing? Like, I mean, damn,
This part,
like
this
this
history,
shit
this
been,
right here, what you're talking about.
yeah, this shit has been melting since the last ice age.
Right.
So why did y'all think it was gonna stop at some point? I don't really understand what the issue is. Uh, but now as far as our role, I do definitely think we do play a role, right? So earlier we were talking about
Mm-hmm.
deforestation, right? You're gonna affect natural weather patterns when you take out large chunks of forest because
Yep.
we know the trees have a process or a role in climate. Um, what is it called when they when trees pass vapor into the air? It's called damn it. What is it?
Vaporization. Right? I mean,
It's
condensation is when it's
yeah.
cold to
There's a
liquid.
there's
Like,
another there's another
uh, ooh, you getting into that ecology, geology.
is it
I forgot what it's
is it
called.
transpiration? Is it
Yeah,
transpiration?
yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, so transpiration is where, you know,
Vaporization.
uh, a a plant or okay, yeah, a plant or a leaf, the exhalation of water vapor through the stomata. So they take up the water, right, and then they release it back. So obviously, if you have a Amazon forest and the trees are
Mm-hmm.
transpiring on a daily basis, that's going to be a weather maker. You take that away, it's going to affect the overall system.
Yep.
Um, when we do stuff like popping fireworks and we send in tons of you know what I'm saying, metals and shit like that into the atmosphere, that's gonna have an effect. Even driving cars and shit, I'll say has a small effect. I think one
Mm-hmm.
thing that we kind of ignore is what the ozone does, though. Now, they say that the ozone um, is being depleted because of the things we're doing, right? The ozone layer is the thin
Mm-hmm.
part of the Earth's atmosphere that absorbs most of the sun's harmful ultraviolet light, right? But ozone is triple oxygen. That's what ozone is.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that real quick, just as a visual. What is shit ozone? Ozone or trioxygen is an inorganic molecule with the chemical formula O3. It is a pale blue gas with a distinctively pungent smell. It is an allotrope of oxygen that is much less stable than the diatomic allotrope O2, breaking down in the lower atmosphere to O2. So,
Mm-hmm.
something that I might need to point out too, if the ozone is a thin layer of atmosphere, and you notice how they always show you the pictures like at a certain altitude where there's like a
Yep.
almost like a cap you see, and it's like a little bit bluer than everything else. This is
Uh-huh.
the ozone, right? It's the thin layer of atmosphere. Now, is that the reason why the sky is blue if ozone is a pale blue gas?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so where's the hole in the ozone layer? Because the sky is,
That
I'm,
is
I'm trying.
exactly where I was like, I don't know what y'all talking about on that level. Like the sky would have to be showing little holes in it,
Yeah, I mean,
and I haven't seen any where I'm at. But
all of the shit that
no.
all the stuff that we do, um, you know what I'm saying? All of the things, the chemicals that we make and stuff that rise and interact with this layer, they kind of somewhat get neutralized. I think that's pretty much the
Mm-hmm.
purpose of it. You can say it's to block ultraviolet rays. It don't do a very good job of that. Like clearly there's ultraviolet rays coming right through the ozone layer, so I don't get that part. But you know,
It makes me wonder,
uh-huh.
like tying back into flat Earth, because I hadn't thought about this until right now. I'm thinking out loud. If the ozone layer is really the dome, kind of above us, and it's that thin of a layer,
You want me to?
the sun is
Uh-huh.
the sun is beneath it anyway. So we're still gonna get UV, and anything in between us and the dome or the sun is where any issues would be if there are any. Like anything that doesn't get cleared up in between there,
Right.
like air pollution that you can actually see is what I'm thinking about. The
Yeah.
smog and the stuff that you see near factories is really bad in some cities and stuff.
I'm gonna tell
Like
you
if
what
that didn't clear up.
I'm gonna tell you what I think because I don't think I've really given my conception of what I think the dome is on here.
Yeah, look, I
I
haven't heard you
think
talk about this. Let's go.
I think the dome is because I don't know if y'all have seen high elevation videos, but they send these balloons up. I mean, hundreds of thousands of feet. Now, mind you, anytime I mention a high altitude launch, I'm going to mention the fact that you're supposed to see curvature around
Mm-hmm.
40,000 feet, and you never do. But anyways, 120,000 feet higher, and what you see is just literally where Earth's atmosphere seems to stop. I really just think it's the ozone layer, and then
Yes.
you see darkness. It's just black, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there is no evidence that there's no atmosphere there. So this is man. Okay, so I gotta take it there. I just gotta go on a little rant real quick. They say that space is supposed to be a void, right? And I know we're supposed to be talking about climate control and shit like that, but I gotta do a sidebar real quick.
It ties in there some kind of way. I bet. Watch.
Yeah. So they say that Earth is supposed to be close, or space is supposed to be close to a vacuum. There's no material, right? There's no matter. Um and it's void of gases. Now we know, uh, due to thermodynamic law, that would be impossible, right? For Earth to have a pressurized system next to a
Nothing.
next to a system that has no pressure
Mm-hmm.
without there being a barrier, right?
Yep.
Like it would have to be an enclosed system.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two ways to think about this. Could energy actually create that barrier, but it'd be like something that you don't see, right? It's literally an energy that can keep a system pressurized. This is something that would have to be demonstrated because I've never seen anything like that before. But let's say the Earth literally generates an energy that keeps these things intact, or the
Hmm.
atmosphere intact, or which the second option, which is the one that I lean towards more, is the fact that space isn't a pressureless, existence, because space is equivalent to the term air.
Yep.
If I tell you, go in that room, and there's nothing in the room, you would say there's a lot of space in there. Which you're
Man, look
saying
at
is
God. I
there's
just
a
learned about this earlier this week.
yeah, you would basically be saying there's nothing but air in here.
Yeah.
So as you gain altitude, right, the types of gases change, right? They become lighter, less dense gases.
Mm-hmm.
So beyond the realms of man are just even less lighter gases, things that we're not familiar with. That doesn't mean that they have no properties at all. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? And I think
Yeah.
that's what we're dealing with. That's the only way you can have a pressure gradient, because nature arranges things by density. Boom. I mean, that pretty
Mm.
much solves it. I mean, that's what we see here. So why do we expect it to change at some point? So as far as the dome, I do think there's an impenetrable barrier,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know what the makeup of that is. I don't know if it's um sound, or if it's just
Right.
you can't go there because your physical form, like just as if you go so deep in the ocean, it will crush you.
Mm-hmm.
How do we know it's not the same when you go up? So that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, so that was a
That
long
makes sense.
sidebar. That was a long sidebar. But anyways, climate change. I think a lot of it's them going around spraying shit in the sky. Uh, I think a lot of it's just weather modification. Are you aware about, or in the know about, Operation Popeye?
Heard of it, didn't dig into it all the way, but you know what's crazy? I feel like I looked it up at one point, but I don't remember what it is. I just remember seeing the name.
All right, so Operation Popeye, and I like to use this one because it's popular. People know about it. So, and it's easily something anybody can look up. It
Mm-hmm.
was a military cloud seeding operation carried out by the Air Force during the Vietnam War. So that's all I'm gonna say about it as far as reading what they have here. But basically, what
Mm-hmm.
it is under certain
Wow.
conditions, you can take your airplane, you can seed the clouds with silver iodine, and this causes the clouds to accumulate more moisture from the air and make it rain. Basically, what they did in this particular operation was they targeted certain areas and made it rain for days on end, causing mudslides, shit like that
Damn.
to happen as a military strategy to defeat the Vietnamese.
Dang, we
So,
crazy over here. We sorry.
yeah, I mean, so this is in the 60s, right?
Right.
Now, if they did it effectively then, that means they was practicing the shit before then.
Exactly.
So, shit's been going on for a minute that we know of. My question is this because I do know that it's specific to certain conditions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know that if they claim they putting people on the moon, that they can create weather conditions. So when we have these massive wildfires, why they just don't make it
Go there.
rain and just put the fucking fires out?
Right.
They been there spraying all that pink shit
Mm-hmm.
on these fires. Just make it rain. You right there by a whole ocean. Like there's got to be, you know what I'm saying, an atmospheric setup for some of these fires to where they can do
Yeah.
a little cloud
I've thought
seeding.
that too. Like, no, this don't make no sense. Why are we acting like it's not 2020?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know why because, with destruction, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they got to rebuild, right? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to pay
It's
for the
true.
rebuilding? Not them. We going to pay for that shit. So
Exactly.
there's money to be made in war and destruction. So that's what that shit's all about. But the more people who know that there's more options out there, because that's what I really want this channel to be about, is just to shed light on options. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we got these fires that ravage the country every year. What can we do about them? Like, I get the point that some land is supposed to be burnt up, like that's part of nature's recycling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when a whole town is about to be engulfed in flames, I mean, I just think it's,
You
you know
got
what I'm
some
saying?
fires that you can put out
You know what I'm
with some
saying? I think if
DARPA
people,
sounding methods.
yeah, especially out there in those wealthy neighborhoods, I think those motherfuckers, I think they'll pay for this shit. Hey, we got some money on
Right.
this, on this cloud seeding shit. Please make it rain over 90210.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I'm glad
bro.
you brought that up because
Uh,
that's why I don't trust none. I don't trust nothing they taught us, man. Like not now, knowing that they had all these, we'll call them operations or projects that they did and that are like known facts that they don't publicly share or announce because it wasn't known to be public then. It was definitely classified, but they had to get to a point where it finally did become unclassified, and they didn't make any kind of announcement to tell people. So you just kind of find out,
yeah,
like how we find out. But
yeah,
it's clear that they have been so far ahead of where they want us to believe that they are, and that's really I think what's messing with society. So tying that back into the climate change thing, it's kind of like the fires, like you said, they have some things that we, the general public, don't know could be available that actually help us, that we might actually say, hey, can we try that, can we do that, I'll pay for it. And I think
right.
the same thing could be true with climate change. Like they are making the climate uh maybe in all kind of ways be bad so they can push something, but what is it?
Yeah, I mean, and then we can take this a step further. We can talk about these countries where people are starving, right? They don't have food because they don't get any rain.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do to help these people? This damn feed the children networks and All these motherfuckers who've been collecting money since I was a baby ain't done
Right.
nothing. Like, where's all these dollars going? You talking about you can
Exactly.
feed families for $1 a day? Families for $1 a day, but yet
What
they
you feeding
still
them?
starving. I'm trying to.
Right.
How much money do you need? Like, how about you just give us a lump sum. Tell us how much it's gonna be to set up a. Let's just go there. Like, how much
Yep.
money it's gonna cost to make it rain, and how much money it's gonna cost. I got a seed company. I'm willing to donate seed. Like, there's other
Exactly.
people who's willing to donate. Like, let's go ahead and just dead this so we can stop the infomercials though. Like, what is it gonna
Mm-hmm.
take for us to end hunger? Because I don't care if you're starving, you will eat lettuce. Like, if it ain't nothing but a lettuce sandwich,
Got that right.
you gonna eat it. You will eat an onion lettuce sandwich if you hungry. So
Mm-hmm.
let's not act like people don't have, um, or people won't eat whatever you give them. If you give somebody seed to plant and the material and the know-how to do it, they won't starve.
Right.
So where are these programs? Where is this being implemented at? Because um, I don't see why in this day and time anybody on this earth should be starving. We have the technology to put a damn headgear on your face and feel like you in a room with zombies attacking you and shit. You
Insane.
swatting around. We do stupid shit like that, but it's people starving. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that shit don't make no sense to me. And we act like that shit's not a real problem, but I guess because we don't have to deal with it. But let's and we like I said, this is all about bringing the awareness because we know why the situation is what it is. But how many of us does it take to become aware and to spread this information around to where we can actually start pressing for something to be done?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, somebody help me start a program to where we can actually do something about hunger.
Right.
Like I said, I got the hookup. I got my part. You know what I'm saying? I know how to
I live,
produce
you
seed.
feel me?
Yeah, I know how to produce seed. Who got the machine to make the water? There's a dude in Michigan who has a machine um that makes water, and he was going around in the United States making clean fresh water for people, and they were
Wow.
sabotaging his machines and shit. But basically, what it's basically like a dehydrator, or not a dehydrator. Uh, what's
Humidifier.
Humidifier.
Yeah.
dehumidifier? Yeah, it's basically a big dehumidifier. Works the same way your dehumidifier in your house will work. It brings the air in, cools it down, condenses the moisture, filters
Here
it.
you go.
Boom. We can do stuff like this. Why we got places like South Africa. I saw an article a year ago talking about they in a drought. Your whole country is pretty much surrounded by water. How are you in a
Right.
drought? How is it a drought? It's an
That's what
ocean.
I said.
It's an ocean. Why is your country not set up for desalinization? Like, why is that not y'all's main source of water? I don't
Man, they should get. They
understand.
got some kind of operation non-Popeye where they like, you know what? We're gonna make the clouds disappear instead of produce water.
Man,
Like y'all
it's
just gonna get straight sun.
like
Which I mean, that's crazy to think about because how would that never change for them for so long to where they don't get water like that? Like, like that just kind of messes with my head to think there's no periods of time where y'all can actually get enough rainwater to grow things there.
that's
I don't know if the earth works like that on its natural state.
yeah. I don't think so either. I mean, um, not to mention the Earth is, as they say, what is the percentage of water that the Earth is?
70 minimum.
How
Then get say, look, you can probably Google it because it's probably more than that.
how are we having a water crisis? I don't get it. I don't understand.
Exactly. Somebody said, man, that's like the craziest thing to even think about because we know for a fact Earth is definitely more water than it is land. Period. We all know that. So
Period.
how is it that we can't get some kind of way with all the creative genius that's in all these different people, all these powers and places that could help aid in that? How is it that we can't get water to places that can't get enough water when there's so much of it?
Basics. And really the secondary question to that is what are we gonna do about it? Because I just want to keep on screaming this out until this channel grows a little bit more and we can rally up enough people to like do something about it. Because
Mm,
it's good to talk about it in our comfortable little rooms and we can go turn on the damn faucet. But it's
man.
people that are in those situations who ain't even thinking the way that we thinking. Even in desperation, they ain't thinking the way that we thinking. So we have the
Mm-hmm.
luxury and the peace of mind to actually think and come up with solutions, but we gotta act on them things in the long run. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to be about. That's my contribution. Because if you got a full stomach, you got something to drink, it's up to you to go find you somewhere to live. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I fed you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Helped you find a way to sustain yourself, at least your physical self. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And that ought to be enough. When we got to think about, at least from a historical standpoint, what they tell us. And I'm only saying it like that because this is just what you see in history books. But as civilization became less dependent on food because they had mastered that thing, that's when we became a more industrious type of being, right?
Yep.
So it's like, well, shit, we got too much food. Let's sell some. Let's trade some, right? Like the human mind is very creative. So we're not
Mm-hmm.
satisfied with just being satisfied. We always got to push the envelope. We got to do more. So what's going to happen when you give these people the freedom and the peace of mind to not have to worry about food? What else will they be able to do for themselves? Like, don't we just want the world to be better? Like, don't we want these people to, you know what I'm saying, to be able to create jobs in industries of their own and not
Yeah.
literally have to worry about where they gonna get food? Come
That's
on.
what makes me most mad because I really feel like I mean, when I think about how much you can understand how much man wants man to succeed, why is it that most of us hmm, want to do these great things and we want to see all this abundance for people, but there's some, I'm going to call it malevolent force, some kind of evil that wants to block that from happening in such a way that not it's not what they want to allow for people. And I'm like, come on now, this is
Right.
really crazy. We could all just be living. I mean,
Yeah.
clearly we wouldn't be living in peace and harmony, but to have basic needs like food and water met.
Basic needs need to be, I mean, and that's the thing. You hit it on the head. The benevolent forces, right, will always exist. There's no escaping that. That's part of duality, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
got good, you're gonna have bad. You got sun, you're gonna have cloudy days. So, we accept that and we, you know what I'm saying, embrace that just as a part of existence. It has to be. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be to this extreme. Like,
That's exactly where
you know
I'm
what I
at
mean?
because I'm like, dang, just not to be able to eat and drink water though. Like
Right,
maybe okay, cutthroat. Think about like corporate America or something. Like I don't want you to get ahead of me, but not to
right,
be able to eat.
right.
What?
You know what I
That's some
mean?
next level.
That's some next level shit. And then to intentionally starve out entire populations of people
Right.
and make them really feel like it's because of their climate. You know what I'm saying?
Uh
The
huh.
earth is doing something to them. Any I mean, it's ridiculous. And what's so crazy is we're the only ones that had this problem. I mean, we do create conditions where animals do suffer,
Mm-hmm.
but they move the fuck around. But we
They
got
sure do.
we got restrictions on our travel, so we can't even go somewhere else.
Man, dang, you're right. That's actually, oh, I never thought about that before. That's crazy. That's crazy right there.
You know what I'm saying? So it's deep. Like it's a very layered control that they
Man,
have, and it's life is so simple. We just make it. complicated, but life is really so simple. Like, um,
Yeah. Like
who
they're
don't?
more free than we are right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Like all things on earth are under the oppression of those in control, but animals are way more free than us. Like, and
Yeah,
then
be like, I'm gonna go over here.
and
Thanks
we
for like cutting down my trees in my home. I guess I gotta go find another one. Huh.
yeah, yeah, like we're so weak. If you think about a human being, we so weak. We can't drink water from a lake without throwing up. We can't do nothing. We
Right.
so weak. like we gotta get back in touch. Like we real weak. We don't like
I
we
agree.
got a million tree species around us. We don't know what we can do with them. We sorry as hell. But
Man, you point at a tree. I don't know what kind of tree it is, except it, the common ones, the maple, the evergreen, the
yeah, and I made it a
pine tree.
point because I've been telling my kids, and this is my fault. I've been telling my kids, I was like, man, we got to learn these trees, and I've been telling them this for a couple years now. We still haven't really done that,
Mm-hmm.
but this year, when these leaves really get to falling, that's the project. We're gonna go
That's a
around, we're
good one.
gonna collect leaves, and we're gonna learn about these damn trees. Cause I'm gonna be damn if some shit pop off and I don't know what the
Right?
fuck to do with what tree. Fuck that.
I thought
Alright,
about writing a
nigga,
book on
I'm
stuff like
already
that.
on it.
What you say, bro?
I said, hit me up. I'm already on.
Man, help me.
Yeah. Let's
Y'all help me, because I sure was like, no, some stuff, something about to happen where I need to know.
yeah, I mean just because
I
we're
be
so
putting that shit in salads, nigga. Shit, right now. Like I'm telling you, them weeds that you see out in the front yard, them shit superfoods. Do your man? I'm
oh
saying
yeah,
do the
that,
math on
like
that
that
shit.
wild like that wild lettuce, rocket arugula. That shit
Mm-hmm.
grows. That shit
Don't
grow.
get me started on wild lettuce. That shit got like morphine type qualities. Like if you got
Whoa.
Yeah, if
pain
you eat too much of it,
issues,
yeah,
time of the month type shit, all that shit.
yeah. Dandelion is super healthy. Like it's like yes, the little yellow flower. Yeah,
I
dandelion.
was about to say the little quote unquote they call weed, but it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah. That's why they want you to kill it. Yeah, the
Shit,
dan-
in New York, them Asian people be collecting that shit and selling it back to your ass in the herb shop.
you can go to any international store and they got dandelion for
You're
sale.
right though. You're right. You're right.
I mean, that shit is like in the dandelion roots. You can make like you can dehydrate it and grind it up and make like a coffee type of drink with it.
What?
Yeah,
Or
dandelion
just
is
put it straight in your damn salad.
on top of this shit. They just eat it. But I'm just saying, like this shit got purpose. You know what I'm saying? You really think with all these damn trees around us is just inedible? Like it ain't
Oh
nothing.
no. Mm-mm. I
Like
don't believe that.
it ain't nothing but just grass and walnut trees, acorns and shit.
And to think our parents used to talk about mud pies.
Right?
Think about that shit.
Yeah,
Our
Parents and
parents used
grandparents
to
be
be
talking about
talking
eating some crazy stuff. You be like, what are you eating that for? It wasn't
about.
crazy then.
Sure, it ain't crazy now when you really know what the fuck we talking about. Them niggas
Right.
is on some subconscious shit. We know consciously at this point. But it's a cycle too, so I don't be feeling all that special. I be feeling like my ancestors had to go through certain shit so I can get here. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
More importantly, shit, I was them niggas. I went through that shit. So I damn sure don't feel like I'm special at this point. I feel like it's just work put in.
Yeah. And
Other
because
people.
it's a different time for us, so we guys learn it in whatever our way of learning it is now, which is definitely consciousness. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like they learned it different.
yeah, buddy.
All that shit was like probably subconscious for them because like they was
Yeah.
still hanging on the little traces of their culture, the little bit that they could hang on to, little
Right.
memories, epigenetic shit in their DNA.
They'd be like, I don't know, it just works. You know how your grandparents be.
Right.
Just do it.
My spirit telling me to do this shit. That's why Christianity worked for their ass.
And
Cause
y'all ever
shit,
Mm-hmm.
I can
have y'all
click
ever
myself within this Christianity or Catholic shit and be like, oh, it's the spirit telling me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
thought about what thought is like for creatures that don't have language? Like what that process is
Mm.
like when you don't run on anything, but now we know that a lot of animals do communicate, right?
Oh yeah.
Uh, but it's sounds, it's clicks and whistles and shit like that. But what is like when you want to really formulate a thought, like make a
Just
decision?
like African languages.
Yeah, but even
Like this
African
base.
languages they were still
Like earthworm. This I just went to like an earthworm. How does an earthworm talk to another earthworm if they won't talk? Or an ant? I had to think
okay,
small.
yeah, so like
I
ants
think
for
it would be like secretions or some shit. They would
yeah.
secrete some shit that the next earthworm could be like, nigga, hey, that dirt good over there. Look at that shit.
Well, I tell you one thing about earthworms. All earthworms, and this just comes from me being a gardener. The only reason why I know this, but earthworms are all hermaphrodites. So they
Oh.
all, yeah, all earthworm. I think they're all born with eggs. Like you know what I'm saying. So
Mm-hmm.
earthworms
Mm.
produce.
They
Uh,
self sufficient basically.
yeah, yeah. They don't even need. There's no communicable need that like you know what I mean. You put one
Hmm.
earthworm and then you're gonna have a bunch of them eventually. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's that
Oh,
part.
that's crazy. I'm glad to know that now.
Yeah.
Shit.
So my thing is when you got something like a squirrel, right? So like
Mm.
you put the squirrel and it knows that hey, this tree, you know what I'm saying, produces this and that. Um, You know what I'm saying? But it's I like what is a daily routine for a squirrel? Like
Man, what?
I guess because they only have to worry about food and shelter and literally that's it. Like maybe there
They just
really
learn
isn't.
I
it.
don't even think they have to worry about shelter. Them niggas probably just be chilling in trees and shit.
Yeah, but shoot, somebody might try to
They
come
pick
kick you
ones
out your
though.
shit.
They
Yeah,
pick little areas to kind of stay in. I feel like because they have babies.
yeah, but
I ain't never seen.
Right.
and then they
I ain't
got
never seen like a lot of baby ones, but
but there's got to
you know,
be
like
thought put
bunnies.
into it too though because
They
you think
obviously
about
have
these
babies.
birds.
Shit.
You
Yeah,
think about these birds and the nest that they build sometimes like it can be windy as hell and them bird nests stay up in them trees.
got that
Like
right.
they they smart
Like
like
don't
you know what I'm
move.
saying? So like I refuse to believe that all this shit is just instinct, just engraved in them. So my thing is what is that natural flow of thought? Like how do we tap
Mm.
back into just being able to, you know what I'm
You
saying,
know, if you
think
put a
without
twig
uh
next to like, say for instance, you got a stone mountain. You feel me? Like I seen birds place little twigs within like little small little cracks, and these twigs turn into be trees that grow the fuck up. Like it's something like you was
Mm-hmm.
talking about earlier about the different qualities that the trees put out. Like they can damn near incinerate the concrete next to them or stones next to their
you said they can do
just a
what to the
subtle
concrete?
thing, but nigga, shit crazy. And it's like to me, the more you understand about nature, you don't even gotta do the shit that we be doing. Like you could basically shit do like the bird do, place some little twigs in a little crack in the concrete, come back out the time. Shit, next thing you know, you got an opening right there. Them motherfuckers put their bird nest right there. Shit, I grew this tree, I put my bird nest right here. I was like, hell nah, this shit crazy. These niggas some genius. But they got a bird brain, right?
Yeah.
Right. And that's another thing, man. Oh, let me tell y'all about this real quick. So, my kids are homeschooled just for everybody who might be listening. And oh,
YouTube.
It's the best way right now, honestly. I don't know.
yeah.
I
So
don't know how everybody's doing it, but
on one of
it's
the
working right.
yeah, on one of the reading comprehension assignments, they were talking about how this dinosaurs, you know. just how dinosaurs had this one dinosaur had a pea brain. They were saying his brain was really small, and that it was basically just painting a picture that dinosaurs were stupid, humans are smarter because we got bigger brains. Now the
Mm,
dinosaur they was talking about weighed I can't remember how many tons. So I'm trying to figure out relatively to its body size. Yes, the brain might have been small, but I mean, if you weigh tons, is your brain really gonna be small? I mean, like,
right.
is your brain really gonna be small? And then on top of that, when did the size of the brain really have anything ever to do with intelligence? Um, you know what I'm saying? Think
Our
about
brain ain't even a third of the size of us, so let's be fair.
they say a dog's brain is like the size of a tennis ball, and they can do a lot of shit.
But I'm just saying, like,
Got
think
that
of the
right.
size of our brain. You feel me? Our brain ain't a third of the size of us. You feel me? Like, come the fuck on.
Right. So my thing is, they teaching our kids to look at things at a very surface level and not to
Mm-hmm.
put any thought into it. And I was glad I'm as involved as I am with my kids because I was like, hold on, let's think about this. So you mean to tell me the dinosaur because it had a small brain was just stupid just because it had a small brain? Like what in what world does that make sense? Um, I asked my kids, I was like, so would you say a cat is stupid? Because the dinosaur brain was bigger than the cat. Well, no, the cat ain't stupid. Okay, so why would you know what I'm saying? Just like
Right. Yeah. I mean,
just
and
just
they're
helping them
good.
see that.
Man, that's
Yeah.
really crazy.
Yeah,
That's
just
okay, man. Ooh, y'all hitting on a lot of good stuff tonight.
An ant
Like,
was
what
the
the heck?
size of us. If an ant was the size of us, bruh, that bitch would destroy us.
Got that
You
right.
feel me? Like,
oh yeah.
If we talking
think
size,
how much this motherfucker carry in comparison to his size. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
they some real G's too,
all
because
that
they be
shit is
getting it.
crazy.
Yeah.
Man, to be out here getting it, working as a team.
Right. Follow me, bro. This way. We gotta go back
I'm
to
talking
the
about
nest.
you feel me? Don't get out of line, nigga. You on your own.
Don't get out of line, man. And then they check each other. You know, when you watch the ant, and one of them look like they're getting ready to get out of line of everybody else. They be like, no, no,
Fucker
and he
go
get back
all
in
the way
line.
over there. Hey, bring your ass back over there.
You ain't supposed to be over there.
Start hitting them antennas together. Bring your ass over here.
Right. You not see we getting these little pieces right here? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you.
Yep, yep.
Hey, and it's
There's a
crazy
sign right
because
there.
the study of
Small
an
thing.
ant, the study of ants to show you how humans really move. So when we talking
Exactly.
about this brain shit, humans be doing like we do the same shit that we do within our little systems that we create. We create these little understandings amongst us, whether it's time or statuses, to where we equivalent. I mean, we equivalent it to being like a better thing. Like, oh well, shit, you know, I'm white. Be something better than the poor nigga or even the rich nigga. You feel me? Like, no, my nigga. If you a fucked up person, it don't matter how much money you got. You'll never be better than nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can only be you. So how the fuck are
Mm-hmm.
you better than anybody?
The ants better not be thinking like that, but hey, they might be. It don't help though, does
Shit,
it?
Hey,
they
think about
thinking like I'm do
this.
my job to the fullest. Yeah.
Hey,
Right,
two things I want to point out. How much information can a flash drive hold?
man.
Think
What
about
ones now?
computer chips and shit like that. Like you can have a 5 terabyte hard drive. Do you know how much shit that can like? That's a lot of
It's a
information,
lot of space, and they
And
getting
that shit
smaller
ain't
too. They
and
that
that,
shit
getting
ain't
smaller.
nothing but a glorified fuse. That shit ain't nothing but a glorified fuse. You
yeah. I
feel me?
mean,
Remember the fuses in the cars and shit?
because when you think
What the
about it,
fuck is that?
information's not a tangible thing. It's weightless, right?
Yep.
Like so, it doesn't matter the size of the object because it's not anything that's really being stored anywhere. It's really more like having access to
Right,
something versus really storing something.
right,
So
Yep.
it's
right.
a
That's that
real
consciousness too.
yeah. It's consciousness is
It's there.
You
yeah.
feel me? It's
It's something you
fleeting.
tap
It's
into. It's
fleeting almost. You feel me? Like that shit can be corrupted. It
Mm-hmm.
can be, you know what I'm saying? Like corrupted real easy. Like you could sit a flash drive in the window too long, and that bitch burn the fuck up on you. Nigga, I thought I had something. Nigga, you see
so
that drive? Plug that shit into that computer and fuck your shit up.
yeah. Hey, can y'all see my screen? So
Yep.
if you look at this little chart where I'm waving my mouse at, right? Matter of fact, let
Mm.
me just click on it. Hopefully, it don't take me into something crazy. It's a Pinterest file. Let me get out of here. All right, so right here, you see it's ultraviolet light at the top, and it's got these short, choppy waves, right?
Yep.
Visible light, bigger wavelengths, right? And infrared, longer, you know what I'm saying, less defined waves. So what you see is more energy happens in between these tight little waves. There's
Mm-hmm.
less energy as the bigger so the bigger the space in between the waves, the less energy it can actually hold. The smaller the space, the more energy a wavelength
Mm-hmm.
hold. So it's when you're talking information and
So
energy,
you said
the
my little
side
nappy hair got a whole bunch of energy in it. Is what you
yeah,
saying.
so when it
I
comes
mean,
to
look at Dre.
energy
Look at me.
and
What happened
information,
over here? You know what?
yeah. When it comes to energy and information and stuff like that, like the size of the container matters none at all. You
Got
know
that
what I'm
right.
saying? It's actually the opposite. The more space you got, the less
The more
concentrated.
kinks.
The less concentrated that energy's gonna be, the less effective it's gonna be. So it's not like putting a box. You got a
That's
box
crazy.
and you got a pack to go
Mm-hmm.
to move. We're not. It's different. It's the opposite. So that's crazy. So like when you think about it, that kind of exposes the industry, the technology industry, right? So like they could have made a terabyte SD card when they made the 2 gig
Got that right.
SD card,
Back in the day when they charged $50 for
right?
the what was that thing I bought? It was like a 528 uh MB. It was small, man. I was in college. It was my first year, and that mug was $50. I remember because they just came out and were like getting popular then. And now fifty
That shit.
dollars for a thumb drive. You getting one like you said? It's at least 1 2 terabytes or something crazy.
Yeah,
Way more,
That shit
same
crazy.
size.
yeah, but
That's
they
all
got to
right. I'm
make their
finna
money.
shoot me a movie since we got all this storage here. Shoot me a motherfucking movie.
Got to make their money.
Always. Mm, mm. And then it's like, for what?
Hey,
For more control.
mm, hey man, you remember when you and Juan shot y'all movie and shit?
Yeah,
Yeah. You remember the dude who laying y'all was at Lee and Granddad house, right?
yeah.
You know Lee, he stay in South Africa now.
No, I did not know that.
I just thought about that shit when he was talking about South Africa earlier. I meant to say something. But yeah,
Uh,
me and him be in contact a lot. With me planning to eventually go over there and be bi-coastal and shit. So
bro,
just thought I'd throw that shit out there to you.
you know the name of what our movie was, right? It was called The Last Nigga on Earth. I wish I knew some of the shit I knew now when we made that movie. Oh man, that shit would,
The irony.
man, that shit would have been a trip. But yeah,
Shit, part two, nigga. Shit, we still got the land. Fuck you talking about.
for sure.
We got more land now because Uncle Keith and Kevin got shit out there now. So shit,
Yep, yep.
got even more space.
Yeah,
But yeah, I told him when I hit the motherland, I'm definitely pulling up on your ass. He been over that shit for like, man, bro, he been over there since maybe since we've been grown. Shit,
huh?
he done came back a few times, but he been over there though. I think he just be coming back here now and then renew his shit and then go right back. Cause he like a missionary and shit.
Yeah,
But he done got married. He got a wife over there and shit. Got like 2 kids. So at this point, he could. I think he might got his citizenship at this point though.
that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did because he got kids and shit and a wife. Like he ain't finna be playing around.
Yeah. Letitia, you got any topics on your mind that you wanna? We just kind of doing a little casual thing, you know. We just
Oh,
chopping it up.
look, nothing I can think of. I was over here. That's funny because y'all were talking, and I was over here like, do I want to read this little note on this paper? What are they talking about? But it was
All right.
oh, now I see. Look, all right. I don't really want to talk about it because I talk about it all the time, but I'm gonna mention it because I read it. Let's see. China had COVID-like patients months before official timeline. Like, what are you talking about? I just pulled this out of the mailbox when I came back home, and I'm like, really? The front page, huh? That's nice to know. Internal CCP. I don't really know what
Got
CCP
you
is,
all the
huh?
check. Nah, I was just saying to bust
I
around
don't have the camera on.
Wuhan.
Oh,
Got you all the check.
yep. And that's what man they go on here and talking about Wuhan. Internal CCP documents. I don't know exactly what that is yet. I'll figure that out. Uh Internal CCP documents show patients in Wuhan had symptoms as early as September 2019, but authorities didn't disclose to the world. I'm like, hey, isn't this kind of what people already knew? Like, I feel like I knew this from back in March, but they didn't talk about it being that way back in March. Like, yeah, y'all, we did kind of know.
Mm-hmm. And did you see the nurses that got infected and they basically turned them black in order to save their life? Them
What?
motherfuckers I'm talking about darker than me. I was like, man, hold the fuck up.
Where was it at?
So what you trying to say? What you trying to say? Trying
Black
to say niggas can't get that
saved
shit,
lives? Right.
but
Look,
but
no, now I'm
but
wondering.
you telling me niggas got that shit over here? Nah, y'all lying.
Something. I mean, there's a whole
I
lot
mean,
of
think
some stuff
about it.
going on now
It's
with it.
called the coronavirus. Peep game. It's called the coronavirus. You a
Taco
scientist.
Bell now.
Corona has something to do with um plasma released from the sun.
Yeah,
You feel me? So at the end of the day, nigga, I'm a child of the sun. I'm not running from
yeah.
that. I get sun kisses. You feel me? It's good shit for me. I'm tucking my shirt off in the sun. They told me my mama was naked in Africa and it was a problem. I think you just felt uncomfortable. You feel me?
You
Like
just
you wanted to do something to it and you couldn't do nothing at that time. I was still in power.
is she walking around in the
That's all
sun?
that shit was. You feel me? You
Yeah.
want to attack her and shit and mad because I'm still a king and you can't do shit to it. So, well, I'm concerned, this shit is all a game. You know what I'm saying? But if you
Big
don't know who
game.
you are as a people, it's easy for a motherfucker to play with you. And if you ain't already got your immune system intact because you recognize who you are as a people once again, then
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to play up on you. Like you easy prey. While you praying, they praying up on your ass. You feel me? Like shit. I need
Preach.
you to be easy prey. Easy prey. I don't want to have to fight for this shit. Nigga.
Yep. That's a miss. This is
So
a hot miss.
as
But
far as
you're
I'm
right.
concerned, as far as I'm concerned, you niggas could stand a few fast, just to recognize you don't have to eat like that. You feel me? And once you recognize you don't got to eat like that, you can start actually making the choice on what to eat.
Man, are you pushing my
But
weight
right
right
now, your ass don't even realize you don't make your own motherfucking choices. You just goddamn see shit. I think I got that
now? I think I want that.
fixation. You feel me? You
I
need
get
some
that.
shit in your mouth right now. Yeah, I mean, go chew on a tree bark. You feel me? Go do that shit. You don't know what the fuck you want to eat right now. Chew on that shit. Mel, you better
That
jump in.
right.
You better jump in, Mel. Cause I be done took him back to 901 Ackland Street, nigga. I mean Ackland Avenue, nigga, with you. Be done thought Pastor G Young. Be done thought the pastor in the building. Melvin must got a
901
phone call.
Ackland. What is my
But
what is my granddad's house number on Ackland? Hold up. 1401?
you got people on Ackland
Yeah.
Avenue out south.
Yeah. Nora Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
Nora, well, Jackson. That's her last name. Everybody knows her, usually. Because she crack. She loud. She be like me.
Go to the church on man. Street used to be live. We used to go to church on that street. I got family members that stayed on that street. My cousins stayed at the top of that bitch. And Melvin, uncle and auntie used to stay on that street. So
What street
Everybody
we
stayed
talking
over
about?
Ackland
there.
Avenue was definitely, you
Oh,
feel me,
Ackland.
Mm-hmm.
popping.
What y'all talking about on Ackland?
Some of the biggest dope boys is over there. I was saying you better jump in because I done went back to 901 Ackland Avenue, nigga. I done started preaching in this bitch. Jump in.
Yeah, my aunt and them still got a house on Ackland.
Same here. And I'm like, hey, don't be thinking anything crazy. Cause she trying to think some crazy things. Don't let the gentrification catch up to you. Don't do it. No, that's what we do as black people. We need to let that
It's
alone.
definitely
But oh, well, that's a side note. That's the I think for me the only no, I got other stuff going on, but that's a different thing for me. You hit on people even just eating whatever just because like you just eating meat because you feel like that's what you have to do, and that's how I was until it may have been probably about 3 weeks ago. I was eating some chicken and I was like, why am I eating this? I don't feel like I want to eat this. I feel like I kind of feel like I'm making myself sick by eating it just because I feel like I gotta eat it. So I was like, you know what? This is ridiculous.
Hey,
I'm gonna stop eating meat. So I
that's
stopped eating meat. What's today is day 8 of no meat, and I'm like, I'm I'm straight right now.
real.
hey, bro. Are you still vegan or you pescatarian?
Congrats on that, sir. Shit, who you talking about, boy? I fuck around and croak out this motherfucker. I try anything.
So
Okay.
are you
I
vegan or
tried.
vegetarian?
I tried to do some little fish here and there, and then that shit was not fucking with my eyes. You know, them styles come back quick on your eyes, and I
Ooh.
do not like that shit.
Yeah. Personally, I'm like vegan most of the time, but you know what I'm saying, I'll eat a little fish here and there. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I was vegan for a couple of years.
Wow. I'm glad to
But
know this. I need this conversation.
I'm gonna tell you why I went back to being pescatarian, and I don't plan on. I don't really have a plan on whether or not I'm going to stay pescatarian. I kind of just listen to what my body needs, and I
Yes.
juice, so I stay above the bar as far as health is concerned, and I don't really eat much
Mm-hmm.
processed food. When it comes to the whole meat eating thing, I will agree that the human body is not designed to eat meat. I'll say, you know what I'm saying? I'll be the
Mm-hmm.
first to admit that. Um, it's also not designed to eat Oreos. So at the end of the
Oreo.
day, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not about what it's designed to do. It's
True.
what are you eating, whatever you're eating for. Because you
Mm-hmm.
can, if you're about to die, there might be something in the Oreo that save your damn life, but well, you can't go find an Oreo on a tree nowhere. So we
Got
know
that
this
right.
is not what you're made. That's not made for you. So the thing is why are you doing what you're doing, and are you in control? Because our real issue, especially in this country, is food addiction.
Got that right.
That's our real problem. It's not necessarily about eating the meat. Meat is more of a and I've been all up and down the thing with this. I mean, I was hardcore Dr. Sabi at one time. I
Mm-hmm.
was, you know what I'm saying, no meat, and then I was, no processed food, and then I was, pescatarian. I was all that shit. So for me, it's more like just being real and not being addicted to the foods that you eat. I've actually started
Yeah.
trying to develop, and I've successfully developed an addiction to fresh fruit. Like pears and mangoes is my shit. Like I can't. I gotta show y'all my fruit basket right now. Like I can't. I cannot not have mangoes. And I get upset when I get a mango and that shit ain't right. Like I really, like it really affects me. Like I gotta have it. So like I'm glad that I've developed those type of habits. Like where
Right.
I've changed the mentality even with my kids, like I make this green juice and we be on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like I get them shots of like literally out of a shot glass. I get them 2 shots of it. You know what I'm saying? That's their
Here you
medicine.
go.
You know what I mean? Like they gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? So I think just building those type of habits are very important. Limiting the processed foods that you consume is
Mm-hmm.
very important because your body don't recognize that shit. I think eating meat came out of a survival mode, and it's something that stuck with people because it's habit forming. It's addictive.
Yep.
It
It's
sends
in
out
my
those
face.
same yes, well it sends out those same endorphins and pleasure you know what I'm saying feelings that eating something sweet does.
You're
So
right.
that's how you know that it's not for you. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that tempt you the most are probably the worst things for you. So um
Got that right. It's the
nobody
milkshake.
nobody gets nobody gets hangry and it's like, man, I got to have some lettuce. Like you know what I'm saying? You never like, man, if I don't get no lettuce, I'm slapping somebody. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you never get those types of feelings for kale. So you know what I mean. But some people
Mm-hmm.
do though because they've developed that mentality. Like I got to like me, I've got to juice. I got 3 juicers. Like I can't not juice. Like like it's I've just been doing it for years now. So like when I don't have it, I feel some type of way. And then
Hmm.
it gets to the point like when I drink it, like if I go a while without drinking it, I can literally feel it coursing through me. Like when I first, like I feel
Oh.
like for real, I feel
It
like
sounds like he's a
electric.
vampire, but he's a juicer.
Yeah, like I literally feel electrified. Like for
Yeah.
real, it's kind of crazy. But I don't know if
Somebody
that
told
just
me two
comes
days
from
ago to get
being.
a juicer, and I was like, whoa, 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 where we get those from? How much that cost?
Oh man, go on Amazon. I just bought one. The one I bought. Let me pull it up on my phone. I can go on my app faster. But
Because I
it's
was talking to her about, well, she's vegan too. Girl I went to high school with. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't need to be eating meat if I don't want it. And it's making me feel like I'm sick when I'm eating it. So obviously, this is not my choice and I need to quit. And she was talking to me about how to like get heavy metals out of, or, metals out of your system. Because, I started learning about that. And I was like, what do you do for that? And she said, celery juice. And I was like, excuse me? Celery juice. I got some celery in the
Hell
fridge,
yeah.
but I don't. How am I going? Can I blend it? She's like, no, you need a juicer. Like, girl, I ain't got one of those.
And then another thing is, I would tell people, I would encourage like strongly. I know people have dogs, and you heard about dogs having worms, but
Mm.
you got to deworm. You feel me? Because you will reach a point where these worms are communicating with you, and they telling you need this. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? Like, honestly speaking, that's that whole conversation they talk about in the Bible with them lower spirits. You feel me? Like them vibrations that get sent through you to the point like, hey, you feel like I need that Oreo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and for people who may have been raised a certain way, like maybe you was a meat eater as a child type shit. Like it's gonna be hard as fuck for you to just like get grown and tell your biological makeup we ain't doing this shit no more. So you might have to do like 6 months out of the year pescatarian, 6 months
Mm-hmm.
out of the year you basically detoxing. You know what I'm saying? Giving your body a break. But honestly speaking, it's like it's certain things that I feel like we just not privileged to. You know what I'm saying? Coming into this information that
Got that.
you know sometimes it takes for us to go back to the pescatarian to get certain things that we might be lacking just going vegetarian because we don't know all of the vegetables that can give us. You know what I'm saying? The things that we
Yes.
get from the
Yeah.
plants.
You
Hey,
got
From
that
not.
I
right.
mean, from the certain meat that we used to eat. You feel me? So
Yeah.
like for me, sea moss is a motherfucker, bro. Like it is
Look.
definitely a
Check that out.
regulator. You know what I'm saying?
Funny
And
as hell.
it's a fucking cheat code on top of
Yeah.
that. But
I. Oh, my bad. Go
like
ahead.
I said, that deworming, that's some shit I didn't know the first go around, Melvin. Like, and a few of my friends have suffered like major consequences for not deworming. Like, they was vegetarians for a long time. Then all of a sudden, motherfucker just go right back. Because like it's one thing to know to do right and you do that shit, you do that shit, you do that shit, but you got these habits within you that can
Mm-hmm.
just pop right back up out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
the point you don't know you know that other lifestyle better than you know the new shit, and it ain't enough people around you to help you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And I'm gonna say it.
Man,
it
you
I'm
got
gonna
just
that
say.
right.
be
I'm gonna say it like this. For me, this is why I say understanding that whether or learning whether or not if you have a food addiction is important because
Mm-hmm.
for me that's what my issue was. Um,
we all do.
yeah, we all
I was
do,
about to say it's different
Shit.
too, but yeah, we
especially in
definitely
this
all do.
country.
Cause I
S-
did.
So
If
my
you got sugar and salt in your diet, you gotta.
absolutely. So
Mm-hmm.
my thing was this. When I went vegan, initially it was all beans, potatoes, like that was a big part of my diet, right?
Yep.
And I got to thinking about it. I was like, I was more healthy when I was pescatarian. Like I was doing like salmon with salads and you know what I'm saying? Like I was on that.
Yeah.
And I was lean, like I was, you know what I'm saying, in my best shape, which is about where I'm at now. Like I'm way healthier when I'm not on a full vegan diet. But another reason why I went back pescatarian is because for me, I felt like I was at a point where I could make the right choices at the right time. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't need cake and stuff like that. Like I don't need these things and I don't need to go like I don't even eat fish every day. And when I
Mm-hmm.
do eat it, it's definitely not every meal. Like it'll be a piece and I might not have none for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that anymore for
Yeah, you're
me.
in control now.
I'm in
I
control
I
now.
said that's what I want
So
more
it's a
than
choice.
anything.
I eat wild caught fish. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And the fish that I do eat that's not wild caught, you best believe that I know exactly. I've looked at the facilities that farm them, and they farm them in ocean pens. Like I'm on top of all of that, because I want to know where
Look,
my
well,
stuff is
where you
coming.
buy your fish at? Cause you know,
Yeah, we can talk about that. We can do a whole stream on that.
I
But
need that. I need that because my plan. I do have a plan because this was almost spur of the moment. How I just was like, you know what? I don't even want to eat meat, and then I was like, all right, I feel okay. 3 days in, I don't even want meat.
I really
But
do.
I said I'm gonna do it for a month, because I want that to be my mental reset to say, okay, body, you know you don't need it. Okay, mind, you know that you might be missing XYZ. You learned this over the last month. Where are you going to go from here? Are you going to be a pescatarian? Because I already know, like, there's things I'm not going to go back to eating. I can tell right now, just after these few days.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna give you
I said I can learn through this. So let me figure out what it is I want to do from here. But I'm gonna give myself a month, no meat, like done.
yeah. I'm gonna give you a couple tips and take it or leave it. These are just things that I found helpful.
Mm.
Um, don't give yourself a month. Don't even associate a time with it at all
Hmm.
because you're gonna be looking for the end of that month. I just wouldn't even. I mean, and you may
Agree.
not. I'm just saying in general with other people I've talked to, don't even give it a time frame. Just don't eat the meat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and as far as like you were saying, there's probably things that you're missing. Da da da. That's another reason why I feel comfortable eating fish. Uh, I mean, I get everything I need in my diet and
Mm-hmm.
more. Like this right here, this was full today.
What is
Like
in it? What's in your green juice? Is it a
this,
secret?
this one right here has lemon, ginger, turmeric, uh, lettuce, parsley, cilantro, apples, mango, and celery.
Oh,
Yeah,
I might
that's
need a
what's in
juicer
there.
because that's a lot. You're right.
Yeah,
I need a
and the
juicer.
thing is that I make oh, and cucumber, and the thing is that I make enough to do this, and it's usually gone in one day, and I might finish it up the next day and then make another one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then I don't do this every single day, so I might go hard for like 3 weeks, and then I might take a week off. It's all about a
Mm-hmm.
balance and just paying attention and knowing and like you know,
Yeah.
I don't try to really make plans for my diet. I know exactly what I need to eat and I know what I don't need to eat. And I just try to stick to that. I find like
Hmm.
it's easier when you don't have as many constraints. It's just because here's the thing. There's so many tribal people who live a life, long lives, and they eat meat, but they don't have the same habits we have. They don't have the salt. They don't have copious amounts of meat with every meal. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have deep fried French fries. Like they don't have these other things. It's so much more than we're doing other than eating meat. It's
Mm-hmm.
just the culture surrounded eating the meat here is our biggest problem. I
Yep.
but I'm gonna give you something to help you.
Look, hey, no pay.
I'm gonna give you something to help you, and you
Fucking
might not like it, but I'm gonna
what?
give you something to help
Why I got? Why can I not like it? Why I got? Look,
you.
listen.
Because you
I
mentioned
take
chicken. You
advice.
mentioned chicken. So I'm just gonna put this out there. This is just a fun fact too. So each year for the Super Bowl, they say that there are 1 billion with a B chicken wings eaten in the United States.
That's a hot mess,
Okay, hold on. That's 1 billion chicken wings. So we know each chicken got 2 wings.
right?
So that's 500 million chickens
Dead for the
one day
doggone Super
for one,
Bowl.
and that's just in the United States on Super
Oh
Bowl day.
shoot!
So that's five. Where the hell is they getting 500 million chickens?
What in the world?
We got to think about this. If we ate meat with the attitude that we eat meat, there would be not one damn animal on this earth. We would have been
The
ate
chicken
everything.
ain't nothing but chicken babies. Think
But
about how big the damn
Man,
chicken wings is, man.
that's the part that
Them
be
chicken.
scary. Because I've seen video, of course, you watch enough videos on food and health, and you be like, I can't believe they're doing this. Why am I eating that again? That doesn't make no sense. But
yeah,
they inject the chickens, of
oh
course, with
yeah,
the hormones while they're alive. But after they like cut up the pieces, they inject like some kind of fluid or
Yes,
something into that
saline
chicken breast,
fluids
and
in
it
them to
literally makes it bigger.
it makes it bigger. Yeah. I mean, they try to say it's for moisture retention and all this shit. No,
Yeah,
fuck all that. Like,
no, you
so
need that.
yeah, it's crazy. So, but I mean, just think about the scope. So that's just the one day. Like, how many billions of chickens are born and dying every single year
Mm,
just so we can have some lemon pepper
eat
wings? Like, that shit's crazy if you think about
right.
the numbers. There's no way there'd be a single bird on Earth if we didn't have farms with the way we eat. We would have ate every bird that exists.
This is
Like,
true.
so we know that this shit is not natural. You know what I mean? It's all
Yes.
about our habits and paying attention to what, you know what I'm saying? Like with the technologies. And this is why I say I don't know that I'm going to continue to eat fish. I'm not putting a time constraint on it, but I know
Mm,
when I'm in my perfect element and zone where I can really grow all the food that I want to grow the way that I want to grow it, I probably
mm.
won't eat fish no more. You know what I'm
You'd be
saying?
like deuces.
Just because I'll just have everything in my disposal. And so
Mm,
that's the ultimate goal. When you don't have the land and the resources to do things and live life the way you want to, you will resort to other things. So that's our plight. You know what I'm saying? Is getting,
man, they get us on everything, don't they?
yeah, our plight is to, you know what I'm saying, to get access to everything that we need to live the life the way that we want to live it. Um, and to not be dependent upon anything else for a source.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, that chicken thing. And then if you if you ever just watch the way that they handle them chickens, like it's
Oh
it's
gosh,
it's
it messes
terrible.
me up.
Like if you have you ever been on a road trip and drove past like it starts getting rural when you leave the city.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen them long buildings with a big old fan at the end?
Yes.
That's it's
Sad.
chickens. It's
I just be
nothing but
sad.
just chickens and chickens and chickens in there, and they just eating chicken shit all day long.
Yes. And then don't even be it, oh, time back to the bird brain. Time back to animals communicating in different ways and how they came into the world. Everything has meaning and purpose. And we just made theirs not as big as what they could have it be. And I just think, dang, these chickens in the coop,
And then all them
and they just
chickens, they be
crying and
yeah.
talking to each other and communicating in their ways. And I'm a basket case because I'm real emotional when it comes to animals. And
And
here I
then
am eating them.
here goes the next level. Here goes the next level. The uniformity aspect. When you see a documentary, when you see a chicken farm, what color is the chicken?
It's always that white looking
It's got
color.
to be a white
The
chicken. Even Thanksgiving turkeys, they all white.
yeah,
This shit is not natural.
that is not natural.
That's not
That is
natural.
creepy that you just
You
pointed that
got
out because I ain't never thought about it.
you got the least, you got the most uniform clone, uh,
Clone,
basic reproduct like it's it's lacking, you know, soul and energy, just a lifeless ass chick.
that's creepy.
I mean,
Ooh,
that's the way I look at it. That's what got me off the chicken. I was like, I'm
dang,
super cool on it. And then when I found out what bacon actually was, I said, I'm cool. I don't need no bacon. What the
that's
fuck?
funny. That is funny.
I said, hold on, no. The
That was
stomach.
the last thing. Oh no, the last thing I had was chicken. It was either chicken or bacon. Literally, I can't even remember right now. That's crazy.
I was like, I'm cool on all that. And then I got to thinking about it. I started looking at ancient civilizations. But then here's the real thing. So when I got to looking at fish, even when I went off the fish, I still was like, if you're gonna eat meat, fish is the meat to eat because
Mm-hmm.
it's lower in certain things like the purines and stuff like that. That now that's some fish. Some of the deeper sea fish do have high purines, but they're lower in purines. Purines is a compound that turns into uric acid when your body breaks it down.
Oh, we see. We don't need that.
So chicken is the highest in it. Is chicken actually lead to gout faster than pork will.
Yep.
but it's mainly because we eat a ton of chicken. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
when I looked at these civilizations, everybody had fishermen in their stories. It seems like, think about it, fish live in a totally different environment from than us too. It's the it's just a different creature. You know what I'm saying? And not to
Literally.
say that I don't have sympathy for the fish, but I just eating land animals is just not. It just seems like a desperation tactic. It seems like something you need to do when there's no other option for real. Like,
Listen, Jesus took the bread and the fish. That part in the Bible, I was like, See, the main thing, I need to be
yeah,
looking into the fish because I don't remember them talking about nobody eating animals just like that, except for
yeah,
the fish and the
yeah.
two loaves of bread. Was it two? Look, I don't even
Five,
remember, but you know what I'm talking
two
about.
fish and 5 loaves of bread.
Yes.
Yeah, they fed 5,000 people. But yeah, man. So that's that on that thing. But we can go deeper. We can do a whole food episode, and um, I won't even my argument on food in that episode will never be from a meat eating standpoint. It'll definitely be from a vegan standpoint because I'm
Mm,
not gonna sit here and act like eating meat is a I can't justify it. You know what I mean? I can
yeah.
say that I'm a rational person and I'm making a choice, and that's the choice I'm making. Like some people who choose to smoke cigarettes, but that's the choice I'm making. But
Mhm.
I feel like I have a grip on it, and that's what I want to do. I like fish. Uh, I eventually, probably will stop again altogether. I'm not putting any constraint on that. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at with it. So, bro, you
This is
quiet over
good.
there. He like, y'all crazy. I need to stop all
Yeah.
this. D worm, nigga. He done dipped off or something. But yeah, so
Well, I appreciate the perspective because I'm sure I think about all the things I thought I knew before this year. You know what I mean? I think everybody knows what I mean when I say that now. And I feel like there's definitely a shift, of course, occurring, and the consciousness is escalating amongst people because I've thought this stuff about changing my diet and what I'm eating before, just thought it, but I've never felt it the way that I am now. To where I really thought, no, I think I really need to change this because I don't feel like this is what I need to be doing.
right, yep, for sure. Yeah, and the good thing is that you're not ignoring it. So many people are gonna ignore it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I tried a little bit, but it was real clear after that chick. It was a salad, a chipotle salad with the doggone grilled chicken on top. And every time I put a piece of chicken in my mouth, I was like, I don't know. It was like this weird, like sick feeling, like you are forcing yourself to do this, and I'm mad. That's what I felt like my body was doing.
oh
Why
yeah,
are you
so
doing this
so
to
back
me?
to the juicers. Let me show you the one I got. I'm gonna pull it up on my screen
Oh yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah. Because I need that. I need to be looking at those. I gotta be planning
And I
stuff out.
got lucky. I don't know if it's just because of my Prime membership and the amount of money I done spent or something like that, but because I be on some Amazon. Yeah, between me and my wife, they get plenty. They stop here often. But
That's our whole circle over here in my neighborhood. Be
yeah,
like, oh, whose house you going to today? Oh, it's not mine. I guess mine's coming tomorrow.
but I like um the masticating juicer. I want to make sure I say that very clearly. The
Oh,
masticating.
never heard of that.
So
Masticating.
yeah, masticating. In Spanish, masticar means to chew. So
Ah.
that's the same root. Um, Masticating juices. Basically, what they do, they don't have a blade. They basically just literally squeeze the juice from the plant.
Hmm.
And they say the benefit of using these type of juicers is that it cuts down on the effect that the oxygen in the air has on the plant. So, oxygenating
Ah,
it, kind of supposedly
changes it.
neutral. Yeah, it changes it, right? Like
Yeah.
same thing we were saying about the the ozone layer, right? Like that's its purpose. The oxygen, oxygen,
Yeah, you add
oxygen is
extra to it, it
fire.
becomes different. It's not
Oxygen,
O2, it's O3.
right? Oxygen is fire, right? It it breaks things down. It
Mm-hmm.
breaks your metal down into rust. Like so that's what oxygen does. But the one I got was a brand called One Is All. Now
Oh,
these omega
that's cool.
juicers right here are supposed to be some of the best ones. I've never spent
Wow.
$295 on a juicer. I just like
Wow.
that's not necessary. But
That's yeah. I'm like I just want.
let's see.
I just wanted to juice.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You know, I get it. It's a name brand, but to me, if I can get one for $100 and save them other two, I'm going.
Exactly.
So this is
Which
the
is
one I.
crazy because as soon as you said one is all, I was like, dang, those are the same dog clippers I got in there. The bomb.
So yeah, this is the one I got right here. The one that says Amazon's Choice. It's
Ah.
$98. So I had a $40 off coupon. I got it for 58.
Oh,
I was
you
like, oh,
lucked
that
up
was
on that one.
yeah, I got
They
real
just dropped
lucky.
it on you.
Got real lucky. But like, see right here, they got one below that one. It's got a $30 coupon,
Mm-hmm.
so it would be like 75 right now. So I'm just saying, like this, but this one right here, it works great. It's quiet. Uh, it don't jam up. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's perfect for me for what I use. So,
5 mode adjust. Look, I'm over here. I just made myself a note. And I was like, yep. Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I mean, and it don't take long to clean it. You can pretty much just rinse it off if you wanted to. Like you just take it apart,
Mm-hmm.
you rinse it off. I mean, you can start off with something as simple like a cucumber, a lemon, and an apple. It'll take like 3 minutes to cut it up, juice it, and clean the thing, and then boom. Like if you did that every day, your health is go. I mean, you'll never get sick. You'll never get sick. I ain't been sick. I
I
mean,
can't remember the last time I was sick. That's the
you,
weird part.
everybody's
And
gonna
I ain't
get
been
like the,
eating or,
yeah.
doing things to, I think, help my health
What's your,
directly.
do you know your blood type?
No, I don't.
Oh, you should definitely look into that too. That's another reason why I kind of went to eating fish. I got a holistic doctor that I went to,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, and this is just his testimony, his his word. He's O blood type. I'm O blood type too. My wife's
Mm-hmm.
O blood type, and I think because we're both O blood types, that means all of our kids probably are too.
Yep.
But so he said that he used to do like ballroom dance, and he also was doing jujitsu at the same time. So he did a class and he sparred with his sensei, and his sensei did a move on him and kind of tore like a muscle around his pelvic area. And
Whoa.
he was a raw foodist at the time. He was only doing raw foods.
Whoa.
And he said he could not get the thing to heal, and he couldn't uh
He didn't have enough stuff to clot the,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
maybe not clot, but yeah,
Well,
there's a,
he
what?
couldn't build the
I'm in
tissue
trouble.
back to do it. He said when he started, he said somebody told him about eating right for the blood type, and his blood type
Hmm.
being O, they said that he needed to consume some small amounts of meat. He said when he did that, the shit healed up like right away.
Wow.
I'm like, what? So it's
Make a note of this.
interesting. I can't say that, you know what I'm saying, what he's saying is 100% true. I mean, for him, I mean, I don't know why he would lie to
No, it
me.
does make sense though. It
So
totally makes sense.
my thing is, I don't think that, you know, eating meat fixes you. I think that there's just something to it. There's something to be said
Mm-hmm.
about it. it's all about like he was in perfect health. He's like I was in perfect health. He's like there was like blood pressure always perfect, like nothing wrong with his health, but he could not rebuild that tissue for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason. That's what he said. You know what I mean? So I looked at it. I got to looking at the eat right for your blood type, and I was like, that's interesting because the first time that was introduced to me, I was like, what? Like that's a luxury of modern time. Nobody in ancient times
Right?
had to know, hey, I'm AB blood type. I can't eat this. Like that's a luxury, but there's still a science to it at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That helps though.
if you're
Man,
an O
I
blood
have
type,
to
you
figure out my blood
produce.
type. Like what? Oh gosh. I feel like I've had this conversation with somebody before and they were like, I only even found out when I was pregnant. I'm like, well, we ain't having that over here right now.
But yeah, so us O blood types, we tend to not get as sick as other
Mm-hmm.
people. So if you ain't been sick in a while,
Might be.
you might be a O. But like I saw two studies where they were saying the coronavirus doesn't really affect O blood type people. Like they're like 45% less likely to have you know, a
Mm-hmm.
serious, issue with it. Um,
The
but
power of the O blood types. I tell you.
but yeah, it's I don't know. It's interesting stuff. I mean, I don't have the food thing mastered down. I do know what I need in order to be healthy, but uh,
And
it's
that's where
definitely
I'm at. I'm like, it's time to learn a little nutrition, Tisha.
yeah,
Self-care. Taking care of yourself.
for
What
sure.
happens when you do this? Oh, you don't need to eat that.
Yeah, and there's so many crazy trends and stuff out there. I remember one time I did a celery juice thing, and I'm sorry, TMI, but celery juice, you do, man.
It sounds nasty. I said I
It's
need to throw
oh,
an apple in there or
so
something.
so celery juice don't even taste like celery. Okay,
Ew.
it don't even taste like celery. It has the worst, most awful taste that is unrelated to what it is. You're like, what the?
See, and I don't
What?
like celery like that either. So I'm thinking, why in the world I want to drink just
Yeah,
celery?
you probably if you tried to chug some celery juice, you're like, let's say you was your first time and you never tried it, and you just try to chug some, 100% you're gonna throw up. hundred
Oh,
percent.
gross.
Like
Ugh.
it's because it doesn't like it's you're gonna be so caught off guard by the taste of it. It
Mm.
tastes nothing like celery. So so yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. But when you drink it, you have to sip it, and I had to have some salt. Like I had some
Ah,
salt just to put on my tongue because otherwise
yeah.
I was gonna lose it. But celery will clean everything out. I mean, it's going to clean you out. Now, somebody said that's because it has a high levels of mannitol, which mannitol is a
Hmm.
compound that just attracts water to your digestive area and
Mm-hmm.
flushes you out that way. That it not necessarily is really cleaning you, but in my expertise in this trial, that shit clean you out. I don't care where it got the water from. Yo,
Heaven.
you gonna go. So, but
Oh
uh,
shoot.
you're gonna go.
Look, I would not be ready. I was like, what happened?
You're not gonna want to do the celery juice challenge if you're not gonna be at home. Let's just put it
No.
like that. Don't drink the celery juice as
No.
you're walking out the door.
Oh. Oh. I was just
But,
like, that ain't even right. Who just drinks celery? I need something sweet in there.
yeah,
She laughed. My
for
friend laughed
sure.
at me. I was like, I'm gonna throw an apple in there or something. She was like, you're so funny. I'm like, girl, I'm serious.
Yeah, that was a very short-lived experiment. I was like, I can't do this. But
Too much. Where do you get your juicing recipes? Or yeah, I
so
get that's a recipe.
yeah, the one I just described to you, it's kind of like a my own little take on a recipe called the lemon ginger blast. So
Mm.
if you look as a dude named Lou, is it Lou Corona or Lou something? Let me pull him up real quick. Lou Corona. Let me see.
That's interesting. Corona.
Right. Let's see. Yeah, Lou Corona. It's called a lemon ginger blast. Um,
Hmm.
he's got a website called Pyridine where he sells like enzymes and stuff to help restore your gut and stuff like that. But he's the one that created the lemon ginger blast. So there's people who got YouTube testimonials where they say they've done his lemon ginger blast, like
Hmm.
with stage 4 cancer. They stopped eating all solid foods and just did the lemon ginger blast, and that's all they consumed, no solid foods, and just completely washed away their cancer. Like,
Say what?
yeah, so I mean, people talking about reversing arthritis, MS, uh, all kind of stuff by juicing. Um,
Oh, this is about to be real.
yeah, so yeah, get on the juicing train for real. I mean, because I look at it like this, right? We were talking about for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. When we lose our way, right? Because we lose touch with nature, we get in touch with the technology, right? That's the
Hmm.
trade-off. But with the technology, we can, what I'm saying, we can use that to bring us back to where we can fast track back to health,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
now we have a machine. Instead of eating 1,000 apples, I can just juice them and get that liquid concentrate into my system quick to help me because I've been,
Yep.
eating beef tips and chicken gizzards and
Enjoying
Oreos.
myself, quote unquote, eating this,
Yeah,
knowing I should be eating like
drinking
this
drinking
much.
gravy and shit. So
Right.
the South, they be drinking gravy. So we need something to help us get back. That's just the dynamic of existence. You know.
Hmm. Well, then I thought, dang, people. I don't know if we realize how much time we put it into eating, like how much time it takes not just to eat, but to get the food, to prep the food, even waiting for the food if you're going to get it from somewhere. When all of that time, you know that it's not something that's really just going to be helping your body all the way anyway.
Yo, I got a sidebar on that too, and I'm not religious. I don't know if you know that about me yet, but I'm not religious. But I can appreciate people who pray and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why you would pray over your food when you know it's not good for you. There's certain
That's
things
so funny.
that like you like, Lord, please let this be good for the nourishment of my body. But you know it ain't good. You know you
But
got
you
high
know it
blood
ain't
pressure.
good. I ain't never thought of that.
But you finna eat pork chops and you know you got high blood pressure. But you want God to do something about it. He's like, stop eating the pork chops. How about that? Like,
Right.
make a
Let's
better
just
choice.
for this food we're about to receive for the nourishment, healing of our bodies.
I mean, come on now. No, I'm not gonna make the pork chops turn into kale when you chew it up. No, I'm not gonna do that. You're gonna have to just eat the kale. I'm sorry. I put everything you need down there. You need to just pick. It's on you.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's so deep.
You know. So I mean, we
Had me
gotta.
questioning the other day how I was praying over my food, and I was like, I don't know, cause okay, so I'm in that weird place where I completely understand all sides of a lot of all sides. I can stand from all sides of things. I'm not personally as religious as I used to be. I kind of see a little bit there, but I'm way more spiritual, way more. So I was sitting at the table, no, the counter last night, and I was praying over my my bread. I ate some cheesy bread. It was weird. And I was like, wait a minute, why am I praying over this food? Like, I don't know that I've already thanked the universe for allowing me to have this, because that's how I see it now. Like, my prayer is that it was something I was glad manifested or was able to receive. Like I received this. Thank you for this bread.
Right.
Moving on. I I I just recently started thinking about prayer like that because prayer is sending a vibration out into the universe really to make a request and hoping that it becomes what the universe wants it to be. And I'm like, and I know that I've been quote unquote praying for food and it is here.
Right.
And I am thankful for this cheesy bread that I was eating. Cheesy bread. I was like, I really want some cheesy bread.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, man, it's the little things that we do that sometimes it just takes somebody to bring it to our attention. We'd be like, hold on.
Right. Well then I was like, and who's the next part? What God am I thanking for this? Like, if I know that God is within me, this is really what happened too. I was like, and why am I saying this? I'm saying, no, they're my cheesy bread. Like, if God is within me, and I know God is within me because that's consciousness, and we're all consciousness, and then when we die, we're gonna go back to consciousness, and consciousness manifested this to be right here on the counter. Why am I praying to God again? I
Yeah.
could just say thank you in my mind, and that's it. Like
Or you
in
could
my
even
being, thank
you could
you.
you could really yeah because you can need it you could thank yourself because you went you did you make the cheese bread?
Yeah.
You made it? Oh, you
I
made
put
it?
it in the oven. What
Oh,
washed it, looked after it, made sure I didn't do anything crazy because I was on the phone,
yeah.
knowing
So
me.
so you went
And
to
I'm
work.
like, look, here it is.
Yeah, you went to work. You got the put the gas in the car to go to the store to get the stuff you needed to make the cheese bread. You made it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's mostly you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like the world, the universe, everything put things in order for me to be able to do that. Thank you for that. But, like, I don't know. I just think about prayer for food differently now that I'm more consciously aware of what I'm really doing or thinking.
Well, since we've had this little segue into that type of mindset idea, uh, I'd be glad to have you come back and chat with me about human origins. What you think about that?
Ooh, that's gonna be
Um,
good because I got the Gaia app. Side note for everybody out there watching, I haven't even dug into it all the way, but some of the things I've watched, I go, I'm gonna have to pause that and come back. I can only watch a couple of minutes of some things on there because it changes my perspective on like where we come from, where we go
yeah.
to, how we came to be. Definitely, of course, why we don't remember where we came from because that's deep. It's deep because it's something we can't remember. Um, but other people kind of can. I found out they actually can. That's a that's a gift. But yeah, I'd be totally down for that because that stuff is really interesting to me right now. Digging into that side of mindset, at least.
Yeah, there's definitely it's definitely to me it's a interesting topic. I feel like it's simple and
Mm-hmm.
complex at the same time because just a sneak peek. I ain't gonna go into it too far. I don't really believe in creation the way that it was put to us. I don't even know that creation is really a thing because
Right.
creation implies that one thing came before another, including the creator having to come before the creation, which, if that's the case, then you're not a creator if you haven't created anything.
You got
Cre-
that right.
creation
You
is
got
kind of
that
like
right. I did get as far as that.
yeah, creation is kind of like a human way of looking at things because
Yep.
we're judged and bound by time. But when you think
And
about it,
gravity. Mm.
don't get me talking about no gravity.
I know. I was just, look, let's drop it. We'll drop it.
But yeah,
Drop it.
so my thing is, it's just, when it comes to that thing, I'm trying to figure out how existence didn't always exist.
I gotta send you a video. Why? I'll send it to you. I think, yeah. And the guy app is crazy. I didn't know you could do this for a while, but you can share videos with people. And as soon as they get the link, they have 24 hours to watch it after they open it. So
Okay.
I forgot what the name of the show is. I literally have only gotten into like the second episode, and he's got 3 seasons. Dude was talking, and it's weird because you know how you look at somebody from your worldly perspective, and you go, "That is a weirdo. That guy is crazy." But then you consciously like turn that down and wake up to the third eye realm of you, and you go, "He is making a whole lot of sense right now."
Yeah.
That's that's not even that deep, but in the world it's deep. In the world, he's deep, and that's crazy. But yeah, he literally explains where we come from. And I'm listening to the words like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. But my conscious brain was like, I know what you're talking about. You're right. And that is how the universe started, in the dark and the light, and the way it stretches, and how we create things, like how we create things. That's right. You got that right. We create. We are creators.
We are the creators.
Mm-hmm.
I think of the universe and have you ever heard of Bro Sanchez?
Just his name, so I don't know anything else about him.
You should check him out. His conception is, um, really that's what it is. He calls it conception, right? So his
Mm-hmm.
whole thing is if I say, and I think he's right, you know what I'm saying, in the way that he puts it, like in the way I'm about to explain it. If I tell you to picture yourself at the beach playing volleyball with your best friend. You don't have to think about that thing in phases. It just is. You know what I'm
It
saying? So
is.
that's you know what I'm saying? That's the idea that's conception is. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I rock with that. Like that makes sense. That's what I've always kind of looked at it as because how do
Hmm.
you have a beginning to something like the earth? Like what part came first? Like it was just a little bit of dirt, and then it grew into rocks. And then like that's kind of crazy to even think about it in
I'm
a
sorry, it was funny because I thought about how in Genesis it says.
yeah. It's kind of crazy to think about it in a linear. You know what I'm saying? Thing way like
No, it just is. Like you said, like
that's
I
so
am.
human. That's a very human thing. Like I'm gonna create a chair, and I gotta start with a tree, and I'm gonna
Yep.
shape it, and then I need some glue and some screw. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what we have to do. But that's not to say that that's
Hmm.
how our existence came to be.
Exactly. I think that I just had no, I don't know if we'll call this an enlightened moment or a whoa, that's kind of different
Like,
perspective on,
yeah,
um, what do I want to call this?
like just
Our realm of being. So to me, it seems like because we understand like from what you said, Bro Sanchez said about conception, like you can say something and it just is like you imagine it, you see it in your head and clear as day. Like you can picture probably what you got on, what the weather's like, what beach.
right.
Oh, the volleyball nets up like this. Like you didn't even have to think about it. You just put it there. The thing with Earth and being human on Earth, I think our realm is to show us how things could be created in phases, how things like birth can occur, like the time that it could take for something to appear and manifest if it wasn't just that it was. So
Right,
that's probably why the experience of being human is so profound, so deep, because you can actually see the progression of different things over time since we are constrained in that. And that allows you to be able to hopefully awaken consciousness in yourself to understand what it means on your higher self or in in the greater realms. Really,
Mm-hmm.
that's deep. Oh, I need to write a book.
Yep.
I just got a whole like a whole bookload of things come after I finish saying that. Whoa,
Yeah, it's very deep, but it's like
easy
it's
to
easy.
see.
It's easy rather than a Big Bang Theory where nothing turned into a bunch of something and it was just gas and
Right.
uh, sea creatures crawled upon the land and then turned into monkeys and then them turned into humans and then like that shit's so complicated and so illogical. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Whereas the idea that everything just is exactly what it is and there's natural selection and adaptation that take place to create and to promote diversity. I mean, that
Yeah.
shit's so much simpler and so much more sound. Uh, I mean, it's easier to digest. You can just okay, that makes sense, you know. So, but we can stop right there because I'll go a whole nother
I
hour.
know, because I was on a whole. I had a whole thought, and then my dog came in. Little dog, man, little dogs. And he's making this noise, and I was like, "Oh, you just made me lose my thought."
Yeah,
So
but
yeah,
yeah.
man, this is some good stuff. That's good stuff, per usual with the team.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So man, I had a guy. So my brother-in-law uh put a post up. He created a post and said, "If you're a flat Earth person, delete me now. P.S. You are retarded." I said, "Nah, bro. You."
Okay.
I said, "Nah, bro. You're gonna have to delete me." And
Ah!
so I don't think he knew. So one of my wife's friends, a guy named John, he was like, he was kind of like, no, it is flat. So he was supposed to come up here, but he had trouble getting on with the Zoom. So he said he's gonna try
Mm-hmm.
to link up with us next time. So we might do a flat Earth thing next time. Uh,
Yeah.
cause I like to talk my shit, man. I can't stand this whole.
Look,
I can't.
I'm loving it when people who are about that life. That's what we're gonna call it, because I ain't there yet. I believe it. I just can't. I cannot go in like y'all do.
It, get- it
Smack people.
it's so irritating to me that people still think the earth is round. Like I'm at that point. Like and it's not the fact that people think it's round, it's the fact that
They don't want to believe it isn't. That's what it is.
well, not even just that, I don't know really know what it is. I guess it's just
They don't think about it not being possible, that it's not what was taught to us, because
yeah, like so
like
like my brother-in-law, I told him, I said, I got the link. I said to this Zoom I'm about to open up, you're more than welcome to come. He's like, take it back. I don't want the link. Like,
oh gosh.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's that type of thing. Like he's not interested. Like he don't wanna he just wants to think the flat earthers are retarded. And that's fine. He's still my brother, you know what I'm saying? It's my brother in law.
Yeah,
It ain't, you know what I'm saying? But everything ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So
this
it
is
is what it
true.
is. I do think flat earth is for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it opens a certain awareness in your life when you and the main thing about this flat earth thing is to understand that there is an abundance of everything. There is no need for somebody to want something or to not have
Right.
food, not to have water like we were talking about earlier. There's no place, there's no space for that here once you understand that. And I think
Hmm.
that changes the world, that alone. Not to mention the fact that this ain't all that there is to it.
Exactly.
I think it's just as much sky as you can see. It's just as much land. Like, um,
Yeah.
why would you be able to literally drive or fly by your whole existence in one day? Like, you can get in a plane and just fly to the far reaches of where you're from.
Hmm.
Like seriously, like this is all that there is to it. I can go see it all in one day in an airplane.
Right. Man, it's the I want to call it the closed mindedness of it for what annoys me most about people, but it's the I don't want to be challenged within myself.
Right.
Because that's what it is. They feel challenged within themselves by something that we show, say, tell, express, and you're like, dang, okay. You know that's what we're here for, right? Like we go through trials and tribulations and
Yeah.
studying and understanding things to make ourselves better. It's not just we here.
I tell you what I'm gonna do, and I'm on this another sneak peek. I'm sharing my screen right now. Um, Tell me when you can see it.
Got it.
All right, so I've got this Google Docs that I created, right, and I called it Space Agency Blasphemy. But so far, 'cause I just started this. Um, so far I've got three missions, and maybe I'll go over this when we do our flat Earth thing next time.
Hmm.
And hopefully I'll have more. Uh, Three missions that these space agencies name after historical events, right? So if you look at this first one, you got Osiris Rex and the Bennu. That's supposed to be Bennu asteroid. Bennu was a bird in Egyptian mythology that was part of the recreation myth of Osiris. Okay.
Hmm.
Now Osiris Rex is the the spacecraft. Bennu is the asteroid. What motivated somebody to use this in history? You know what I'm saying? To like, why would they name the asteroid Bennu, and why would they send Osiris, the space uh craft, to Bennu?
Hmm.
Like, we have to think like, is this just an ode to the fact that um the because when you talk Osiris, you're talking about the Greek term for Asar, right? So uh is this just an ode to Greek mythology, you know what I'm saying, or Greek civilization, the Greco-Roman civilization that kind of has us in the position that we're in? Those
Hmm.
ideals that have people confined and mentally confused. Is it, you know, the space missions are fake, first of all,
First
but
off, I was like, you got NASA, so
so it's like
they
thank
were saying
you.
something anyway with that.
Yeah, it's like thank you for providing a template to help us keep people, you know what I'm saying, as sheeple.
Yes.
That's what I think the reason why you would name it that. So like this next one is Ptolemy on Philae Lander, and that's part of the Rosetta mission. This is the European Space Agency. Now the Rosetta
Oh,
mission uh has a lander named Philae, and this is no,
the
I'm sorry.
philosopher? Oh no,
Ptolemy.
that Ptolemy.
Yeah, Ptolemy was, were Greeks that invaded Egypt. Ptolemy the fourth, I believe, was mentioned on the Philae obelisk. Now, um, Philae is a island, but it's part of Egypt. And the Philae obelisk is said to be the second Rosetta Stone because it helped them, quote unquote, decipher the Meta Nature. So, or the hieroglyphics.
Hmm.
So, we're talking about the Rosetta mission with a spacecraft called the Ptolemy on it, going to a um asteroid called Philae. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this like is deep. Like, how do you
Like,
how
what
do
in
you
the
explain?
world, dude? They
But this is
that's why I
his.
be mad. I get mad. Like, y'all just get on my nerves. Y'all just shady.
Yeah. So then the last one that I haven't really formulated any like other connections with is Cheops. Now, the thing that's interesting to me about the Cheops is the fact of the stretch that they went to actually get the acronym. Now I'm going to show you.
Because I was about to say, what does that even mean? Something ops?
Well, Cheops. So Cheops is the Greek, and that's the thing. All of these are Greek names for, oops, Greek names for Egyptian pharaohs, right? So Cheops' real
Oh,
name was Khufu.
look at them
Khufu
Goofus.
is Khufu is who ordered the large pyramids in Giza. He's the biggest pyramid is the Temple of Khufu, I believe.
Hmm.
Um, but Cheops, this is the acronym that they gave it. If you can see where I'm at, the characterizing exoplanet satellite. So they took the CH
What in the world?
E, forget the X, O, P, and the S on satellite to get this acronym.
Why the heck would they do that?
You know what I'm saying? Like they go the extra mile just to pay homage to somebody from this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Oh man, this seems like it's getting into. Oh my gosh, no, it might, but the what's it? I say it wrong all the time. Gematria, gematria,
gematria,
gematria. Yes, like I said, I don't know how to
yeah.
say it.
And I'm not big on the gematria. It's something I want to get into, but
I if oh gosh, I forgot the website, but if you I think look how you say it again, gematria,
yeah,
gematria,
gematria calculator.
gematria calculator. Yeah, put Cheops in there and see what's on the page. That's all I've been doing whenever I look because I haven't got into it all the way either. But I think it's interesting the things that are related to it based on that. And I'm like, uh, I think that's telling you something right there.
Yeah, I don't know. Since you said it, I'm gonna do this one thing, and then we gonna go ahead and wrap it up. All right. So you said let's put Cheops in there.
Yeah, because like, why would they go to the lengths of picking those to pay homage to that if it didn't mean something back some kind of way? So yeah, like, let's see. Oh, for real?
So the
What?
number associated with it is 216 in the Jewish gematria, 396 in the English gematria, and 66 in the simple gematria.
Let's see.
So in the Jewish
Hmm.
gematria, these are words that are
216.
yeah 216. Let's see. Let's do the English gematria because I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not well versed on what this even.
Yeah. Oh, look, Malik, Lakers. That's interesting. Why is that? Corona, LeBron. Why are all these things happening right now? I'm confused. Those are the things I'd be
Yeah,
like, I don't understand all the way, but I think that's really interesting that they added to be similar to the same thing.
yeah,
Well, similar. Clearly, it's the same thing in Gematria, but and yeah, like what?
yeah. And that's
Blessed.
another.
It means something. It means something to them. That's all I got.
That's another thing, man. When I see Moloch, I mean, I just wonder how many people realize that there's more than one God listed in the Bible. I just wonder if people ever think
Oh, they
about
don't. Shh, they don't know that. Shh. This,
it.
they don't. They don't. They don't realize what this is.
But yeah,
Bias.
Tobias. Look, we both like
What?
Tobias.
What the heck? Okay.
Sugar. So
Ancient.
yeah, I need to look more into this. Oh look,
I do
Yahweh,
too.
not
Wow.
not Yahweh, Yahweh. I never seen it spelled like this.
Me either. Like, who are you? What are
That's
you? What do you mean? And this, that the times I've been on there, that's how I end up being like, oh, I'm gonna look that up because I don't know what that is. Rabbit hole, instant rabbit hole. Like, I bet that's related to that.
yeah, I've never seen Yahweh spelled like that.
Twin flames of God, a great sword. Interesting. Two horns. Oh. Wonderful.
Uh, maybe there's a lesson to learn. Yo,
Words
so I
create
don't, I
self worship. Wow.
yeah, I don't even know what to make of all of this. Like, I got to even go back and see what the root of this even is. Like, I don't even know what the word gematria. I mean, I look at it and I don't really
Yeah. I do know that
nothing
for
at
like
them.
English, or
Uh,
wait, no, no, it's 18. Mm-mm. I can't make that make sense. I take it back.
like etymologically, I don't know what this word means. Like,
Me either. Now I won't look. See, we'll be on here all day because I'll be on here looking it up. Like,
it says a Kabbalistic method of interpreting the Hebrew scriptures by computing the numerical value of words based on those of their constituent letters. Yeah. Okay. So we'll let
like,
that
because I
breathe.
thought, and this is where I'm lost because if you scroll up, I don't know about English gematria. That's where I get confused. But like the first three letters in Jewish gematria, where it's got C is 3, H is 8, E is 5. That's where they are in the alphabet. Like C is the third letter, H is the eighth letter. But I don't know how that works with the OPS over there. I'm like, how did they get those numbers? What is going on?
Huh. Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, simple gematria. There's the best example right there. Because that's definitely based off the alphabet.
Right. Right.
I don't understand those other ones though.
So let's see. Okay, the O 1550. So I see 5, 6, and 9 in both of those. So it's 15 instead of 50.
Oh,
It's 60 instead of 16 and 19 instead of 90.
weird.
Uh,
Good catch. Hmm.
yeah, that's deep. I don't know. And then, of course, the English gematria is not going to show any pattern at all. It's just going to be a bunch of
Right. I'm looking at it like, who made that?
18, 48, 30, 90, 96, 40. Like, it's just all over the place.
That's super weird.
I
I don't
think,
know.
I think,
There's
bro.
some guy on YouTube I follow. I can't remember his name, and he broke something down about the Lakers one time, and I was like, that's deep, and it was on point when he was doing it.
I think brother fell asleep on us.
He probably did.
He would have chimed in and said something by now. But
That is true. Look, I'd had to scroll over here just to make sure he was still there.
yeah. So I guess that's gonna do it for tonight. When you I guess we'll just hop. I wanna like what day is the best day for you to hop on? Cause
Oh, uh, honestly, any day. I just today I was gone all day, and then I didn't even realize what time it was when I got back to the house. It was like 9:02, 9:01. I wasn't paying attention at all. So I
yeah.
was like, talking to my sister when she came back in, talking to somebody on the phone. And then I was like, I guess I'll get ready to go to bed. And then I saw your message. And I was like, oh, Lord, wait a minute. I forgot. Yeah, no, you
Yeah.
just let me know. And then I'm like, oh, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, I was, we were gonna do we were doing the Thursdays at first, but I think Friday, Saturday is gonna work better for me. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I'll just hit y'all up, and hopefully we can get Josh on here next time.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
that's my history friend right there. Because I'd be like, I don't know what you talking about.
yeah.
Like, huh? How? No, no, I don't know what you're talking about. That's good history right there. I didn't make a note of that.
So yeah,
Bible too. He knows some Bible stuff,
so we're
but
gonna
dropped out of Bible school. Something crazy. But yeah, I'll let us wrap up. Look,
yeah we'll try to get him on next time. I want to get somebody who just absolutely doesn't believe flat Earth on here to like to discuss it, not necessarily to.
Josh doesn't really.
Well, he
Well,
seemed
he probably
receptive.
more now.
Yeah, he seemed
After a few
receptive
memes
to
I
it.
shared,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. People been like, "Wait a minute." I'm just saying. I'm showing y'all the pictures I saw, and I said,
Right. So I want to get somebody who's like, nah, it definitely ain't flat on here. Like,
man.
just so I
But don't
can,
worry, I got somebody.
because sometimes it takes that for me to really come out and really, really show
Yeah,
everything that I know. Because I
get
don't even,
into what you know.
yeah, because it's just I'm not even, it's like, where do you want to start? Like, I don't even know where to start with people. Like,
I wouldn't either,
because I don't
honestly.
know what's important. I don't know what's important or what the the one thing that's gonna really make you say, huh? Because it's not about convincing somebody. Because I don't think there's many people who are gonna really be convinced without doing some research of their own. But it's gonna be
Mm,
that thing for everybody to make you say, oh shit, hold on, damn that don't make
yep.
sense.
I told somebody, for me, honestly, it was a meme with Bible verses, and I said, "Wow, it did say that. Y'all are crazy if you don't think this possible now, because it did say that right there in the beginning,
Yeah, I mean,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah. So yeah, from a religious standpoint, I don't see how anybody believes in a globe. If you're in any
Me
faith,
either.
there's not one single faith that supports a globe theory. So I
Not
don't
at
know.
all.
I don't know how God don't know the Earth is not a globe, like, but you think it is. And I mean, it's we know why. It's what you was taught, so that's what you
hmm
believe. I mean, that's understandable. But we got to think about shit like this. The Universal Pictures.
Right.
They had that globe logo up in the 30s before movies, before anybody ever launched a spaceship. So
People
before,
want to disown that or discredit that so bad, and I'm like, y'all are crazy. As soon as I found that out, I was like, hello.
yeah, I mean, they already had a model before they
Are
even
using a
had.
flat Earth map,
Yeah, they already had a model before they even had um
a visual, quote unquote, a
technology.
real visual.
Yeah, technology to reach an altitude to even see it.
Right.
So
The landing has a star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood. Show me that too, and I was like, I mean, there's not that many things that you need to show me to convince me of things. I don't know why it takes so much for some people, but clearly, if this image looks fake of him being on the moon, and this is an actual place, and it looks like they just added, and they could have just filmed it because it's a star on the Walk of Fame, and it's in the Bible. I don't really need very much more
yo,
proof, quote unquote. It's
the moon
kind of
mission,
right there.
the moon missions are so laughable. Like, they look comedy. Like, when you're looking at people on the moon, you can see the end of the moon. Like, how can I see, like
Exactly.
like for example, I live in Nashville. I can't even see the end of Nashville. So
Exactly.
I can't even see the end of my street. Like, how are we able to see where the moon just stops at? It's
It's just
crazy,
the
but
end of that part of the moon. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, because they want to create this image in your mind. Like, you can see the curvature of the moon in these pictures. They want to create an image in
Yeah.
your mind that it's smaller than Earth. But you tried too hard. You tried way too
Mm-hmm.
hard because, like, I mean, there's stars on the horizon. It's crazy. So, like,
It,
yeah,
and where are the satellites? Where are the freaking satellites? Like,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
so many things
yeah.
that I was like,
They got
mm,
all this ISS footage, and if you ever look at NASA's live stream ISS on YouTube and stuff, it shit's never up, and it's always repeats when it is up. They always got some
weird.
technical issues. It's always some shit. They never able to show you nothing. I'm gonna go on there right now just to see what the hell they doing. 'Cause they,
What y'all
because
showing right now?
yeah, I mean,
Is it
because
a
they,
loop?
yeah, it's always a loop. I mean, you know, they never are um doing what the hell they say. Let's see, YouTube. Um,
It's crazy actually. Now think about it. I've never really wanted to go to NASA. Never had this feeling, I gotta go. I wanna see this and I wanna watch that what do you call it? Doggone it. The launches. I've never ever cared. And to me that must be a sign. Because I should care a little bit to see something that exciting, right? I must know it's fake.
Look,
I inside know it's fake.
they are actually quote unquote live right now.
Seriously? You've got to be kidding me.
Look at this.
That
Now,
even looks fake.
yeah. So let me ask this question: Where? I mean, look. You can tell this is a fisheye lens. Look how everything is curving. This little thing right here on the right side. Look at this. It's curving. This is a fisheye lens
You
that they're
got that right.
using. But where are all the thousands of satellites that are in orbit right
What
now?
the heck?
Where they at? I just want to see one of them whiz by.
Right? It's too dark out there in space. You can't see it. There's no
Yeah.
light in space.
I mean, you'll
I'd be
never.
like, okay.
I've looked at. I've looked at a lot of. You know what I'm saying? Hours of this stuff just to see if I ever see one satellite. Never, not once.
That's a hot mess.
So look, this is now both of these channels are live, but we got two totally different images. Somebody ain't
Yeah, because
live.
they don't even look the same. That's what I was
Somebody,
thinking.
somebody's not
They're over a
live.
different part of the earth. Well, where are they over the earth? You wanna tell us?
I mean, and this damn near looks flat. They got a little curve.
I mean, it really does. I just like how they make it glow so much.
Yeah, it's
Like
perfect. You got a little
it's so
ozone.
dark out here. There's nothing. There's no stars or anything. Cause the Earth is so bright. Cause we're so close.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I ain't never seen a satellite in the sky, and I sure think that we should see them.
I mean, just like these people right here are clearly getting some daylight, right?
Right?
Where on this earth would somebody not be getting daylight? If they get this much light, where else on the ball would you not be getting light?
Hmm.
Is the sun above this? This
Right.
is
Because
shining.
where's the sun?
Yeah, the sun is 93 million miles away from here. So how is it gonna be shining on part of it?
Because it's spinning.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Were
Because it's
you
spinning. It's only on that one side. How fast is it spinning?
were you on here
Whatever
with
number.
us? Were you on here with us when I did the sun and moon or the sun and earth experiment thing?
Mm, what is that? When we talked about how far away they were?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
you were? Okay.
Well, obviously, I had to be because I knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy when I showed how I cuz me and my kids made the sun and the little earth on the little target.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. When you think about it at that scale, how can you have sun on only part of the earth? That's crazy.
exactly.
But yeah, so that's gonna do it for us tonight. I'm gonna go on and shut this down. It's 1:48. Cause we'll go forever.
Oh yeah, I already know.
It's been 3 hours and 48 minutes, so yeah, I think that's pretty good. Well, I appreciate you, bro. He'll wake up at some point and realize what happened.
You'd be like, oh,
He
oh
having a
shoot.
he having
Well,
a good
sorry,
ass
man.
dream. He having a good ass dream right now, wherever he's at. But
Exactly.
yeah, so I'll be in touch with you. We'll do it again. And I'm gonna just try to keep adding people to these things and diversifying the panel. I want to get to where we got like 6 people that you know ready to bounce these topics back and forth, and
I agree. That'll be good.
that'll be good. It'll be fun. So,
Oh, works to me. Glad I was able to join.
yep. Thank you for coming, everybody. Hit the like button if you made it 3 hours and 49 minutes. Uh, share with a friend, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Bye, everybody.